Hi.
Hello. I'm going to post that on Instagram.
I was going to say homebrew.
I need someone to tell me if I want jam or honey on my peanut butter sandwich.
Honey.
Okay.
Honey. It's more nutritious, I think. Well, they're both nutritious.
Honey is delicious.
Honey is particularly good. I may be biased. I think I am.
It's way fancier than the one I used, so I'll just leave it.
Are we actually like streaming stuff?
Yes.
Oh, hello everyone.
Yay, we're streaming with all of our giant box of miniatures. Did you pick one over there?
I was looking at these two.
Okay, so
Okay.
welcome to the old-timey Lady Gaming Commission.
Meeting number something.
Something or other. I didn't say society. That's like the first time I actually said that without saying society.
I always thought it was society. I know. I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's commission.
It's commission.
Oh,
I always
because
say
I looked
society.
it up society and I couldn't find it.
No.
So, normally in the slot of the time of the month, we'd be doing Art Antics, which is the D&D game. Art Antics! However, I'm in school right now, and I over-anticipated, or whatever, the amount of stuff that I'd have to be doing. And so instead, we're doing Art Antics. Because
Yay.
I'm a library and information science student at LibTech.
Nice.
And I have to catalog stuff. And part of that is I am going to create a database for my figurines because I have a boatload. And while I do the cataloging, these guys are going to be doing... You might want to turn the volume down.
That's what I'm working on.
These guys will be doing painting. So, of different figurines. I have Zombicide figurines. I did both. I did 2 of the Kickstarters for the Black Plague and the Horde one. So I have some really cool looking ones. And that's what Sarah's going to be working on. She is working on...
Enchanter Tim!
Whose name is Bob.
Whose name is Bob, but whatever. He's Enchanter Tim. We all know.
And the other Sarah is going to be working on the figs that they were working on a while ago.
I'm going to try and... I thought this guy was finished, but then I looked at the one that Sarah finished, and I was like, oh, mine's not finished.
Mine's not finished
So
either.
I'm going to make the ones that I made look nicer.
Mine's really not finished either.
I mean-
I think I'll play with him more.
First, I'm going to work on the sandwich that I just made, and then I'm going to do that.
Yes, and we have guest Aiden as
Hello.
a disembodied
Offspring.
hand.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
If you wave over where the...
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Look right over top of them.
You can be our
those
Vanna,
are your fingers,
I
yeah.
guess. Like, moving
Oh,
the
yeah, I can
figurines.
see.
How
I can see.
awesome.
You can see.
There we
These
go.
are some figurines.
And Patina
And
is
they're pretty
currently
awesome.
having a bit of a nap. So
And a
She
cuddle
may
with my
join
dog.
us.
and cuddle
Later.
with the dog.
Let's move that.
Yeah, that can go right now. Or at least get closer
There you
over.
go.
Do you want the...
Doesn't look like it's in
I
the...
just have this guy.
That's better, though.
I got the King Arthur guy.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
you're
gonna
gonna
give
paint
us-
King Arthur?
I guess so.
Oh, awesome.
I mean,
I was going to give us some paper to work on. So.
I'm gonna need some red, I guess, unless we want him to be clean.
We have a limited selection of colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we weren't well organized, but that's
That's
okay.
okay.
That would be my fault.
That's okay.
It's all good.
I didn't remind anyone.
How?
I thought, hey, we should stop and get more paints, and then totally lost that thought.
And then you did not do that. That's okay.
And then definitely did not do that.
I apologize if I make this and it's not very nice.
Did you say you needed red?
I think it should be okay.
It will be painted.
That's more than what it is now.
That is way more than what it is
And
now.
the nice thing about this is we can always just be like, oh fuck, I'll paint it again.
That's true.
So-
Well, there's an artistic choice to be had here, whether you give him the blood stains.
You do not have to do it the way that they've painted him. You can use your own license on whatever you decide that you want for that. So,
But it is a good starting off point if you're not sure what you want to do.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Or if you want to make him look like totally not the character from that Monty Python movie.
Yes, considering his name is something other than...
Mortimer, I believe.
It's
Yes.
Mortimer.
And it's Mortimer. It is
Mortimer.
not King Arthur. And this
Okay.
is
Well, he looks like King
Bob.
Arthur. Like,
I know.
accurately,
Yeah, yeah.
passably King Arthur.
like to the point. It looks very much like
I
King
don't know
Arthur.
if I can show it.
You might be able to see it a little.
Might be
Oh,
able
the
to a
card.
little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
do-
pretty much King Arthur there.
I
Yeah.
do admit the
Sorry.
Kickstarters I've done have been pretty awesome, considering that they like, and they're nerdy people, so of course it's all nerdy things. Like, I mean, look, we got a Batman, like a medieval.
Oh yeah,
True.
Norse Batman
Norse
is
Batman.
hilarious.
I have to say that I'm,
I'm a fan.
despite the fact that I'm not sure if miniature painting is something that I want to take up as a like full blown pastime.
Yeah.
It's
'cause
real fun.
I have no attention to detail apparently. I'm still really, really bummed that I didn't discover that I love Critical Role until like literally the week after they closed down the because the Critical Role Steamforged. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Did that thing,
Nice.
that Kickstarter, and it was only open for like 7 days or 10 days or something like that.
Feel free
And
to
then
steal
they
any
had
of
it
these.
open like through the backer kit. You could make pre-orders, and I found it like not even a week after they closed that. And I was like, oh, I would have shelled out the money for this enormous set of miniatures that I'll probably never paint because I don't know what I'm doing,
And they're so pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and while they do this, I don't know if I mentioned, I am going to create a database for all my figurines. I have to decide how I'm going to categorize them, and then, so I want to have it so I can search whether they are painted or unpainted. Whether they are Bones, which is a company, like a miniature company. I have those figurines, or if they're from Zombicide, or I also have Dark Sword miniatures, and they're the Stephanie Pumin Law set, which are gorgeous.
I didn't know there's a
Oh
set of-
yeah.
I love her stuff.
She's
never seen
amazing.
one.
I loved her
yes,
tarot
they're-
Yes.
I will show you, and
That's too much paint.
later we'll probably put the link to the figurines.
Thank you.
But yes, the Dark Sword.
Sorry for reaching.
Oh no, reach away.
If you can open up the second thing and just make a list of anything you say we're gonna link, then I'll add
Yeah,
those.
yeah. I will.
I'm sorry I haven't gotten the last stream posted to YouTube. It's because it's 6.5 hours long and I want to edit it, but I don't know how to use my editing program apparently, so it's
Okay.
taking longer than expected.
So I will add this. I'll send a link to the. But yeah, you can scroll down and they are gorgeous. I haven't painted any of them. They're all metal figurines, so that's different.
Oh, I want to paint some of those. They're so pretty.
Yeah, so they're all
I scroll down?
just. I think
Oh,
2 fingers or 1. Yeah, 2 fingers.
oh, and
I'm doing it all.
But yeah,
oh, they're pretty.
yeah. I went through a bit of a. When I actually had money and had a job, I went through a bit of a thing where I spent a lot of money on Kickstarters.
I like the foxes.
I know.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Oh, and I recognize that the lovers.
There's-
There's a tarot card. I remember.
Yeah, yeah. It's all the Shadowscapes tarot.
And you know.
Yeah, I have the Shadowscapes tarot too. I love that tarot deck. So yeah, so if you're crafting out there, and I'll even go to the.
That's a nice
I'll put you over here, sweetheart. Oh no! Whoa! Kitty! Oh kitty! Oh no!
You okay?
Oh my god!
Oh.
I'm sorry.
She's a grandma cat.
I know. I'm so sorry, kitty. I made her miss.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll add the link, but I'll also like. Isn't that gorgeous?
Mhm.
They're all unpainted. They're all metal, and they're beautiful. Also, same company, Dark Sword has some gorgeous ones, and I picked up some of their. They have these paint artists that paint for them. That they're phenomenal, and they made special figurines for those artists,
Okay.
and they each
Oh,
got to
cool.
choose what they wanted their figurine to have. So I think it's the Visions and Fantasy. So they're like, they have these crazy bases. They're insane, and I got those because I was like, yes, please. I didn't get the Game of Thrones, the George R.R. Martin ones, because I was like, no. But they also have a bunch of different.
Leave them alone, Alika. Kitten whispers in the camera
yeah,
because
like-
she's sniffing things.
This is
Cute.
Marike. This is one of the figurines I own. So
Very cool.
yeah, but as I'm finding, it's really difficult. When we were playing D&D and I was looking for characters, like figurines for these characters, it is next to impossible to find Dragonborn that don't look like lizards, or like dragons.
Like dragons. Yeah,
or like orcs for some reason. There's a lot of Dragonborn that kind of look like orcs. So I'm not really sure why that is, but
yeah. No, like I said though, that the one that I made on Hero Forge did a pretty close approximation of what I was picturing.
yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
This is great. So good players.
Lie down, a leaky. We don't have any paper towels or napkins or anything.
Yes.
Oh, do you want me to grab them?
Yeah, do you know what? I have monster napkins in the kitchen. Yep, there's a full pack.
Okay.
I don't have
They
paper
look like
towel.
Frankenstein,
Yeah.
or Frankenstein's monster, rather.
I see you hoarding colors over there.
Yeah, I
Like
noticed
a
that.
color hoarder.
She's got all the good colors.
I was mixing.
Although I did need quite a few metallics.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. He's got like a big sword, and that's actually a massive sword if you think
It
about
is.
it.
It's Excalibur.
It is Excalibur, or do they have a different name because he's Mortimer?
As much as I wanted to help, I can't find them. Where are they located?
They should be on
It's
the counter
from the watery
somewhere.
tart who threw a sword at him from the lake.
Did I move them? That would be awkward if I moved them just before.
I found it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I have. I don't keep paper towel.
Anybody need tea?
I'm good, thank you. Elsie?
Do you have dark blue over there?
We don't actually have a blue.
We have this sort of greeny blue.
Yeah, it came out as that.
Hmm?
I was like, I didn't want to keep squirting.
Yeah, we don't have blue.
It's all good.
Because we were doing monsters, so we mostly got greens
Hey, that's all right.
last time. Alright. Oh, and since I'm thinking about it and I'm about to have a sip, this week's drink, Dark and Stormy. And I made it properly.
Nice.
Ooh.
Except for the glass. It's supposed to be in a tall glass.
With real fruit.
It's real fruit and ginger beer and actual fresh squeezed lime and rum, and I didn't make any substitutions.
Ginger beer is pretty magical.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
I've had it on a dare.
But, pardon me?
I've had ginger beer on a dare.
It's
Just
not.
by itself.
Yeah, no, I mean it's spicy, but it's not.
Yeah,
I
it's
just-
okay.
It make my throat tingle a little.
It'll do that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It will.
You know, I probably should have wet the thing first. Oh well, too late now. I'm a pro.
It is tingly. I like it though.
Yeah, it's nice. It's I mean, I don't know that I would be like, oh yeah, I'm having one of those if it weren't for the show. But it's nice to know how to make it, and and it's got a cool name, Dark and Stormy.
It does.
Right. So I'm gonna paint that fringe on here that you pointed out was on here last time that I couldn't see because I'm bad at seeing things.
Got yellow or gold over there, Sarah?
Yellow? Probably want that one.
That will work. Thank you.
Do. Did we warn anyone we were going live?
No.
Alright, I be offended then?
If nobody shows up.
If they're not talking to us. Wow, I am so bad at seeing things.
I'm just trying to do the...
The light on in the hallway.
Oh yeah, last time we took the lights, the sconces off, which helped.
Good.
We have one person watching.
I think that's us. Yeah. Add.
Yeah, I could take that off again if you think that'll help.
It did make it a bit brighter in here.
Games and crafting, and then so we're gonna be painting. So Zombicide.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
Oh god, from the...
Staring upward.
Not a good idea.
No. No, it was a terrible idea. Did it anyway.
But it did make it substantially
It did,
brighter
okay.
in here.
Is Bettina okay with that?
She's asleep.
Later, when I'm like, where the fuck is the thing? It's in the jar of things.
Okay. The thing is in the jar of things.
Don't even act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Very descriptive.
Okay.
Are you gonna pretend you don't know what I'm talking about?
Maybe. I totally know what
We're
you're saying.
super exciting.
We are super exciting. The last time we painted, you called us, and Kaylin called us, and
Yes.
we talked to people remotely
I would
about things.
I'll
right
see
now.
if
My
Kaylin wants to be a disembodied voice again once she's around.
That's
that'd
fine.
be cool. Well, don't want to take up her time. Mike and the guys are playing VR PlayStation right now, so
Oh, fun.
that's why my house is really loud.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for doing this. I
Yeah.
of course didn't tell Sarah that I was
Told me parts of the plan.
parts of the plan. I am very bad about I think that I've told everybody everything, but I've told pretty much nobody anything usually. So I'm that kind of bad.
And then we
Yeah,
message you and we're like,
so.
Kim, what are we doing?
Definitely happens.
I'm like, I thought I told you. Apparently not.
Look at us painting things like painted people. That's the thing is like it's hard to talk and do this. I'm like focused, man.
Yeah. Well, most people when you see them on the streams, they're listening to like music or whatever.
Are we allowed to listen
I
to
thought we weren't allowed to listen to music.
You can.
Really?
It's just that if it's music that is not like
Copyrighted music?
yeah, if it's copyrighted music, it will
You will get in trouble.
no, it picks it up and it blanks out. It mutes the part of the stream that has that.
Oh.
Oh.
So that's why if you watch some people's videos, there's blank sections because
Oh, where there's no audio?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
Okay, now what? His ears should probably be green.
Oh, what's in the chat? No, what's in the chat?
Chatty chat chat.
If you're really interested, nobody there, you could learn how to make a leader for a mark record right now.
What?
When you go into a catalog,
Mm-hmm.
like in library catalogs,
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes, every catalog record has programming. It's like a
Right.
really old 1960s programming.
Why are you?
Thing.
I shook you.
Anyway, that's what I'm working on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us more about your
Shake,
project.
shake.
Okay, so for this project, it's using DD TextWorks, which is a program I've never used before, but it's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a database making software.
Mm-hmm.
And how it will work is I'll have it so that when I fill out all the information, it'll have each figurine's picture. And eventually, my goal is to have the location where I store it. So that way, if I want orcs or I'm looking for goblins, I'll know which box it's going to be in because I have way too many boxes with them. Yeah. And I like to name them fun things like Big Damn Heroes and like
Nice.
the name of the boxes. I do want to get like you have your shinies in a really nice
Tackle box?
yeah, and I want to get that. I can't
They
find
would
it
kind
online.
of fit in a tackle box, these
They're
things.
perfect size for a tackle box.
You are not.
I got mine at the Mart of the Walls.
Yes. But I looked on their website and they don't have one like the one that you got.
Really?
Yours costs like what, $20 or something? Or
It's 25.
25, which is a really good. I like the design of it because it's got like the two sides and you have two of them, right? You got
Yeah.
two. Yeah. But I was looking online and I'm like, oh, no, it doesn't have it. So anyway, yeah.
Green year, you have a green year.
I shouldn't have taken 5 courses this semester.
Was it in an effort to get finished?
Yes.
Is this going to be your last year?
Yes. I graduate in June
Congratulations.
if I pass everything.
Oh, you're going to pass
And it would be fine. It's just that I also do the cataloging at work, and so
It's a lot.
yeah, brain. It's like basically like you do math all day, and then you have to do math for assignments, and then your like brain is like, no, you may not.
I'm good at this. Sarah's good at this.
Yeah, I'm cool if she goes through all of my. Or were you talking about yourself in third person?
No.
I was gonna say, if she goes through all my figurines and paints them for me.
It was really fun.
How many are you doing?
I was not talking about myself in the third person.
Chaotic red.
I talk about myself in third person all the time. Kim talks about herself in the third person a lot.
I do not feel like
I
I'm...
do sometimes.
Like, seriously, I spent like 2 hours on this one guy, and then, like, I'm like, okay, that's pretty well done. And then I look at Sarah's, and I was like...
It wasn't that. I still need to fix stuff on him.
False modesty does not become you.
I still need
I
to
know,
fix
right?
stuff on him. He's not done yet.
Maybe he's not done. He's still better than anything I painted.
Oh, thank you. But I like your guys' too.
And I have more miniatures coming. I ordered other miniatures.
Oh.
Ooh, what'd you get?
I got... Well, I missed out the winged Vax.
Alright.
But I got the winged Kiri. I don't even know who Kiri is, but he was really cute.
Oh my god!
Because I'm not watching campaign 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know who this is. But I want him anyway.
It's so
Because he's really cute.
It's Kiri is very cute.
So I'll just keep on top of that, and I will just get all of the ones that aren't... you can buy the winged Vax, but he's like $50 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like... For something that I'm not even sure I'd ever paint.
Right.
Although Vax is my favorite.
Yeah, Kiri is.
I say that as though they're not all my favorite.
Kiri is so very cute. Because that's actually a cool race in D&D. Kiri is shit. I want to call them Corvuses, but that's not what they are. They're
Crow people?
Mm-hmm. A little crow. He's got little knives and a little rogue thing. Cloak. Hood. I'm good at words.
A little rogue thing.
I have not worked yet once on my story, my game ideas. Like, not once.
no, it's Kenku. Kenku, that's what they are. A very cool race. They can't. I think as like a DM wise, it's really challenging because they can't communicate except for what other people have said. So like they can mimic, but that's it.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so they can mimic things perfectly, and probably make like an entire conversation out of what they meant, things they've heard, but they can't just create stuff. They have to.
They can't put sentences together themselves.
That's right.
Oh, that's fun.
But do they understand what they're saying?
Yes.
They're
Yes,
sentient.
but it's complex. You have to use what somebody
They're all
else
chaotic people as well.
has already said. So,
Huh.
very very fun.
That is
I
fun.
would love something like that.
Mm-hmm.
How did I make the tooth color last time?
I think you
Was
used...
it white with troll?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I think you used the troll.
Yeah, I think their culture is cursed, which is why they can't
Mhm.
do it. Very cool.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, it's a really interesting backstory.
I need so many different colors of brown.
I know, right?
It's like
kinda do as
mixing until I
And then
get
maybe
a
one
cool
day we could make
color.
all my labyrinth things look great.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we should, Sarah. We should make all her labyrinth minis look really.
Yes,
gorgeous.
we should. That'd be really fun.
They're beautiful.
Did you see
I
the
haven't seen them
picture?
up close ever.
Yeah, it's behind the guitar there. Did you see that one picture I took at Fan
Hi,
Expo
Mom.
of Hi. The one picture I took at Fan
Hello.
Expo of me with a girl cosplaying as one of the Fireys.
No.
It's amazing.
And she had her purse was a head,
Oh, that's awesome.
and she had a mask. So I've got the mask, and then she's holding the head in front of her face, so it looks like she still has her head. But yeah, like so she could hand her head around. I was like, this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. It's the
It
only
was
picture I
so
took the
good.
whole time I was there.
These are so awesome in here.
Aren't they great?
These are amazing. So good. Somebody, I don't know what I was watching, but we were talking about something in a game. In my group, my D&D group. That's right. The guy, he's like, my name's Sir Bedimir, and they're like, everyone was.
Sir Didymus?
Oh, Sir Didymus, sorry. And they were like, he's like, yeah, Sir Didymus. And we're like, from Labyrinth? He's like, what? I'm like, how can you not get...
That's hilarious. You didn't
I
know.
didn't know. I'm like,
That's amazing.
That's amazing because even saying it wrong, it made me think of Sir
That's
Didymus. I mean, we were just talking
he
about
didn't say Bedimir,
Labyrinth.
he did say Didymus. I think he was probably like, I'm diddling or something, or probably looked up name of a knight or something and just
Yeah.
happened to come across.
That's amazing.
It's a very weird thing to just exist in someone's head. So I
Yeah,
thought it was
for
great.
sure.
Okay, so
Just a piece. Tim, you must be colored more.
I'm not doing well at this.
Takes a little practice.
It's a little hand-on
I hope your mom is
coordination.
really thrilled watching us
yeah,
I know, right?
paint and not talk very much.
I can keep.
We're
running.
fun.
What was that?
We're fun. What?
I can keep talking about the exciting world of cataloging, library stuff.
I did this again. I keep trying to paint his teeth, and there's too much paint on my thing, and now he's just got like a weird, like white.
Like a blub.
Do you want to use my really tiny paintbrush? Will that help?
I don't know because I can't even see where his teeth are.
That makes it harder. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that they're there, and I want them to not be a black gaping maw.
Yes.
He's a gobbo, so that's fine if it's a gob.
Oh, are you? Sunday is sitting on my foot. She stopped cuddling with Patina,
Oh, so she did.
and Patina gained a cat.
It's like a cat tumor, like growing out of her side.
Did you just call my cat a tumor?
She said she didn't say no. So.
I defend her honor. She's asleep and didn't hear you insult her thusly, regardless.
So yeah.
No, that sort of worked. Okay. I mean, he's got white all over the rest of his face that I have to fix, but
6 and 7.
doot 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 doot.
Slowly getting darker.
So have you kept watching campaign 1, Kim?
I
Or have you just watched the one?
I just watched a couple. No, I watched 1 and 2, but I haven't really been listening. I think because I started watching. I should have done the thing where I watched like one first,
Mm-hmm.
because now that I've been watching it at such high production values, it's like going back to sound issues and people eating on the stream, and you know, all the things that are fun about what we're doing. But with them, they're now like super pro, so like they have like the studio, they have all this stuff, and like for just like what we're doing is it's fine, but for them it's like going back to.
So you're not enjoying watching it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and but although the Vex Vax so far, they're amazing.
Right?
Yes, and yeah,
And Scanlan.
and Scanlan and going to find horrors everywhere.
Everywhere. That's actually the only time it's happened so far.
Oh, yeah?
He's made mention of it, but it's not actually happened since, and I'm at like episode 30 something, almost 40. I'm sure it's going to happen again, but one of the things that I enjoy the most actually though is when Scanlan is about to do something that is completely in character for Scanlan, but Sam, the player, knows it's a terrible idea because he's like, I'm gonna do this thing, and he shakes into himself, and it's like, and it just every time he does it, it makes me laugh because it's like, yeah, no, that's exactly what your character would do, and yeah, it's a horrible plan.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not terribly on screen. I just need to lean forward more.
okay, sorry.
That's alright. Every time I lean back, I'm like, and there I go.
Yeah, disappear.
Pretty much.
She does not exist anymore.
Yeah, so that's and he does it in that very first episode when he like sneaks inside to the house.
Yes.
Right? And he's like, I go inside.
I am not supposed to do this. I know I'm not. But it would be something my character would do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a character like that in a D&D campaign once, which didn't endear me to people, but I think that was my bad.
Well, I mean, I also think it's the type of people you're playing with.
True,
right?
true.
Like,
If they're not like role players, you cannot do that.
right, like, I mean, when we're playing questies, and like, for instance, Amelia is super antagonistic most of the time towards Giles, it's completely in character for her to be, right?
Right.
I can't really conceive of playing her a different way and having her be the character and not myself.
This guy was
Right.
a protector you did not know was there, or like she did not know it was there, and then he didn't do the job he was hired to do,
And
just
showed up in the same moment, literally, that she lost her best friend.
That's right.
And only family and whatever, like,
Right.
why,
Yeah,
right? Like,
it makes sense.
I'm trying to make it make sense that she will eventually like him or something, just to like but for the time being, it's like,
No,
you know?
it doesn't play wrong, and you guys don't take it personally, so it works fine. It's when it becomes like a personal thing.
Yeah,
outside
no,
of,
exactly.
you know.
But I mean, I've definitely seen games, not that I've been a part of many games, but I've definitely like got into a huge fight with someone in one game that I played because my character did something completely in character that really, really, well, first of all,
Is that
was told.
Storium?
No, this was a D&D game. I was
Oh.
told not to do this thing by
Right.
another character, and because that character, it was a funny scenario. There was
Right.
like 6 or 7 of us, and it was like these couple of people kept duking it out over who was the leader of our group. Meanwhile, like, me and this other character were like,
What
we
else?
don't listen to anyone.
Right.
We're here because this is interesting. Right? And and so like one of the self-professed leaders of this group was like, blah blah blah, I think we should do this, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this other thing instead, which in a roundabout way turned out to be the right thing to do.
Nice.
But there's no way that the characters could have known that.
Right.
But it was just in character. But like, and I don't know if he was just role playing or if he was seriously that irritated that I didn't listen to him, but he got so aggressive at me that it made me kind of want to cry.
Yes.
You know?
Really?
Yeah, like
That's
yelled at
horrible.
me and
Like,
and like in
legit
character
yelled at you.
yelling at me, but
Like
it was
using his
so
out of character, like
so
anger or
cutting,
something.
and it just felt so legitimately angry,
Right.
Oh wow.
and I was just like, oh
Does not play nice with others.
no, it was not nice.
There
I'm
can
sorry.
be. We have,
Well, I mean, it's okay. We're still friends,
Right.
Right.
You just know never to play with him.
I just know that I should just be in the games he DMs instead.
Not the games he plays.
Yeah.
That's one thing that could be a problem with DMs that play. because they're used to being in charge and in control.
That's
And
true.
so they can be a little controlling.
Yeah, that was my first attempt at a not good character. That was my little chaotic neutral gnome, who was a rogue out of boredom.
Right. She sounds hilarious.
Like, had an int of, like, a natural int of, like, 18 or something stupid like that. Like, really, really high. And I was like, her people sent her away because they couldn't keep her entertained, basically. She had to go because she was just too smart for her own good, and she was causing all of this fucking, you need to see the world.
Okay.
Which really just meant go cause problems for someone else.
Right.
Basically, I made a tiny ADD gnome before I knew that I had ADD myself.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And was not stealing things for profit, was doing it for, like, because it's a challenge and it's fun.
Right.
Replacing
That's
things
awesome.
that she took with, like, rocks. And, like I will leave something. This pretty feather I found. You know? Like,
She was doing,
Legit.
what do you call that?
Legit.
Like, not orienteering, but, like, where do you have caches?
Geocaching?
Geocaching before
Yeah.
there were
Yeah.
GPS.
without GPS. Yeah.
This really expensive necklace. And here is a stone.
Yeah. And it was funny because our DM, like, she would say things to, like, the NPCs and stuff like that, and, like, the DM would stop and be like, you can't say that. And I'd be like, what do you mean? He's like, you're a good character. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. And he's like, what? Because he'd forget all the time because this was me trying to do something different. And it sat weirdly with so many people, I guess.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do something for today's stream, because this made me think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should have old roleplay character reminiscing.
You mean the thing we're doing already?
Yes.
I haven't had that many characters.
No, me
but-
neither. I mean, I've written a lot of different people, but
That counts.
role playing, not so much.
I think it counts too.
I need to use my smaller brush.
Okay, look, that's okay.
I can spell reminiscing, I think.
Sure.
What's that song? How's that song go?
It's
I don't know. It's some 80s terrible thing. I'm really selling more of. Okay. Yeah.
Reminiscing?
Yeah.
Is there a song with reminiscing in it?
And reminiscing. Yeah.
Huh.
It might even be called reminiscing.
Reminiscing song from the 80s. Go internet. Little River Band Reminiscing 1978.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna play just like a smidgen of it.
Nope.
Nope.
I do know that song. Do you know all the songs, Sarah?
Yeah.
All the songs.
All the songs, but it's not that particular song. No.
I'm pretty sure it's
Uh-huh.
80s. We'll go something, and reminiscing. I think it's reminiscing. I thought it's a word that rhymes with that. Look that up.
Reminiscing or a word that rhymes with
Song
it.
and reminiscing in. Let's see if my information scientist searching. can
That's
come up
right.
with something.
I'm challenging your new
It's-
skills.
It is this one. It is the one that.
Maybe it is. It doesn't sound right.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead.
Yes, it is. Oh my god.
That was the
You
one
had
I
it right.
found.
It just doesn't start the way
It
I thought
doesn't
it
start the way it does. No.
did. Which was like instantly. I was like, I do know
Now
it.
I remember it.
Yep.
And reminiscing.
Right?
Oh, okay, I remember now.
That's so funny.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
There we go. Exciting times at Sarah's
Skills
house.
of a Google artist.
I have found some bullshit using Google. I was trying to remember the word for theremin. Jacqueline and I
Oh, that was the
were trying to
best.
remember the word for theremin,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
neither one of us to describe it to someone who had no fucking clue what we were talking about. And I couldn't. And I'm like, I have Google. And Jacqueline's like, what are you gonna search? And I searched hand wavy woo instrument.
Oh.
And then it came up, did you mean hand wavy uwu instrument? And I was like, sure, I meant that, Google. And it came up with theremin. And I was like, yes. And then Jeff and I were having a conversation about house and architecture, as we do often when we go on walks.
Yes.
And he's trying to remember, we're talking about the windows and like the types of windows and roofs that we like. And he's like, there's got to be a word for it, you know, when they stick out the...
Yes.
Whatever, and neither one of us could remember the word. I'm like, I know there's a worm. I know there's a word. And I'm like, I'm gonna look it up. And he was like, don't even. He was like, don't you dare. And sticky outy roof windows. They're called dormers. So,
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
How you feeling, Patina?
it happens frequently.
million times
I'm like, I'm gonna do a Google search.
Good.
And then he's like, because it never works when he tries.
Yes, you have magic.
Yeah.
Google fingers. No. Yeah, that is actually one of the classes in library tech.
Searching.
Is
Water
searching.
for this?
That's all
Yeah.
we do.
I'm gonna.
Because there's that
Utilize.
question.
Or-
Oh yeah,
Are
I
you
guess
alright?
I was
You
like,
good
we
now?
can share water, and then I didn't put the water
Oh,
where
that's
it's
okay.
shareable.
It's okay.
Fair enough.
I'm a good hostess.
Hey, no worries.
Did you just slide out underneath the table?
She sure did.
Good job.
My wrist hurts for some reason.
Sunday. You're beautiful.
Wag, wag, wag.
Yeah. You're beautiful.
There we go. Getting the base colors of his clothes laid in.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Slowly.
It's like only Sarah. She's like, it's brown. I'm gonna make it better, like a better brown.
Many
Look
shades
Look at how many
of
shades
brown.
of brown she
I have a
has
lot of
there.
shades of brown. You gotta like layer it in.
You should be doing your own stream about doing stuff like this. I'll give you figurines to paint. If you'll paint them for me.
I will totally paint more figurines. I
You just need
like,
a camera. And
I
then-
don't know that I'm that interesting. I'm just sitting here painting a thing.
Twitch is full of that.
I read
Twitch
Does Twitch want to watch us sit here and paint more things?
Kim says
He
yes.
probably does.
Twitch says yes.
I read stories that other people wrote to the internet.
Well, that's fun.
Pretty fun.
It is pretty.
I like
awesome.
story time. I need to like watch some of your story time.
I'm not
Do you have any
doing...
more browns? Weird browns? Any browns?
I have many browns. What
She's
do you-
mixed them.
I've mixed a bunch of different browns. There's
I just have the
also
one sort of sparkly brown.
there's also this one's dirt spatter.
Ooh, dirt spatter.
And then there's
sounds
also
good. Let's do dirt.
this one, and then this kind of more tannish one.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a piece of the internet that kind of came full circle.
What?
So
Full circle internet.
that made me think of Morticia.
Oh.
Thanks for the dirt
She played
spatter.
Wednesday Addams.
Uh-huh.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
She dressed as Morticia this year.
That's amazing.
And it looks
Awesome. That's so meta. Oh my gosh. Like,
Morticia Addams. I don't know if it was this year, but it was a picture I saw. It was good.
that's brilliant. Really.
I hope it's not the clearly photoshopped picture that I saw.
Oh, was
That
it clearly
really bad.
Photoshop?
Yeah, the cleavage was all
I
like
didn't get really close
it
to it.
was. Well, but I'm sure I'm sure.
Oh, let's find out.
I'm
Internet?
having a problem with the star. It's
No, she didn't dress up that way. Someone did Photoshop it.
Do you want to use my teeny
You're right.
tiny paintbrush?
I'm sorry for
I
spoiling
just
everything
have to
all
clean
the
up
time.
the
Kim.
edges.
That's okay. True
It's
facts.
like 3 hairs. It
True facts.
should be helpful.
Don't put this
Just
in
be
the dark and
careful with
stormy.
it. You don't.
What?
Don't rinse your paintbrush.
Oh no, I didn't.
No,
Don't worry.
she was
I-
trying to.
Oh, yourself. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh no.
No, I didn't put it in your drink.
I swear I didn't.
That's why I drink a lot of
Cute.
tea, and tea kind of has the same consistency as paint water
It
Uh-huh.
sure does.
after a while. So I have a specific cup.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we ever paint, which will be at my house, because I'll actually have people over.
Yay!
Because we're cleaning it. I'm so happy. It was actually clean, but it was full of boys,
Ah,
so I could have had everybody over.
except for the boys.
except for the boys.
Well, they could have been over too if they wanted.
That's true, but they're doing VR playing, so like it's basically like bobsledding and stuff and screaming at the TV.
Gotcha.
Bobsledding. Hey, what are we doing next week, Kim? Is it, or not next week? Is the week after, I guess.
The week after, we will do questies because
Yay!
that I can do. I can. D&D
It's not as
was
much
not-
effort to.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Oh what? Oh, am I? Oh, Saturday,
Huh?
the 17th.
Yes.
Yes, Aiden, if you were in town, I don't know if you're in town. You are welcome to come.
Thank you.
Even though you barely know me,
It's
you will have
okay.
fun. You don't be
Well,
scared.
I'm pretty sure we met you like a week before and you invited us the first time we met you.
I could tell. I mean,
I know.
you'd been vetted.
It's true.
Yeah.
Did we tell that story already?
I don't think we
No.
have told that story to the internet, and it is November, but finish your thing first.
And it was 3 years ago, like a couple days ago.
I know, just hilarious.
Okay, so on the 17th is my birthday, which we will have a live stream. Sarah is joyously bringing her Rock Band Xbox, like full of musics, and we are going to rock out at my house. And there's already...
It's gonna be hilarious.
I invited 13
Nice.
people, and only one person has said no.
Yay!
But she's in Boston. which is
Oh,
why
I
she
guess
said-
that's fair.
So, yeah, so I'm like, you know that thing where you invite people to like a Facebook event and you go, oh God, is anyone going to even say yes? And, and it's like...
I should tell you about the time. Let me tell you about the time. I'll follow that up immediately with the story.
Yeah.
Where an ex-boyfriend of mine, we lived in... Remember the house on Royal? In Kamloops?
Yep. The house on Royal was great.
Were you at the housewarming party?
I think so.
Where my boyfriend was like, we're having a housewarming party, and just made an open event.
I think I was at that
Was
party.
that- Oh, did like random people come?
Yep. There were
Wow.
strangers at our house. There was like 60 people in my house. I was like, I don't know who at least a third of you are.
Holy
Because they're like friends that came with friends.
Yeah,
There
I
was-
think I remember that party.
There was liquor stealing happening, and then the
What?
girl got caught
No.
stealing liquor, and then her friend was so embarrassed that she left liquor on her doorstep the next day to replace the liquor that she stole, which did not belong to me or my partner.
That's really funny.
We're like, we don't even know whose liquor that was because we didn't know all these people in our house.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it
So
was
it was
insane.
open to anyone on Facebook.
Yeah,
He just didn't know how to make an event properly?
no,
or...
he just didn't think that people would care that much. He
Oh.
underestimates how incredibly popular he is.
Right.
Right? Like, he's like, some people will show up, right? Yeah, some people will show up, and some people you haven't heard from in like 8 years will show up, and they're going to bring their friends that don't even know us. And, right? It was nuts.
That's
and-
hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a good party.
That's why I always make private.
It was a good party.
That's why I always make private. For one thing, I feel bad for the people you don't invite, because then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
invite you specifically, and then you can see that I
Yeah.
invited a bunch of people to my party. Another thing, there are people on my friends list that I kind of don't want to be there. Not that they're not my friends, but it's just
She says on the internet live.
not like they're
They're going to be like,
watching.
I didn't get an invitation.
Kim. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've given up on trying to organize like parties for myself. I just find it too stressful for birthday gatherings. Yeah.
Well, I know now how to do them, and I know what to do to make them fun, and that's fine. And it's usually very stress free, except for the years I decided to run murder mysteries.
But those were so fun, even though like
That
I was not there for most of that one that we went to, but it was still super fun.
Yeah, and I wrote them, so that was my bad. Like
Ooh,
up to the
yeah,
last
that's-
minute, I was busy typing out like the connections, and they made absolutely zero sense.
But were hilarious.
They were hilarious. And so now I know that you just do something fun and you invite everybody, and then you make it a thing that you wouldn't normally do. But
Yeah, no, and I mean that is cool, and if that works for you, and clearly it's working for you, that's great. But what used to happen to me is I would be like, I just want to do this thing, and then people would be like, well, I can't make that thing. What are you gonna do instead, right?
Aw.
And then I would end up planning like 12 hours worth of events that I didn't really want to do, so that everyone could feel included, because they're like, well, I'm not gonna go to that
It's a
restaurant. It's
thing.
too expensive. But are you doing something afterwards? If you're doing something out, and then I would feel obligated to try and find something.
like me
And
with
then
your
my-
birthday, sorry, Sarah.
And then my whole day would be like, really stressful for me.
Right.
So like one year my friend Craig messaged me and he was like, fuck everyone else, what do you want to do? And I was like, I just want to have a quiet dinner somewhere. And it happened to be a week that Game of Thrones it was the week it was coming back on the air or something like that. And so it was just me and Jeff and Craig and Marianne, and he cooked me a roast and it was so nice and it was so quiet and I was so happy. And I did not do anything else that day.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I've just gotten into the habit now of just being like, you know what? No.
Well, the year we did Harry Potter was the year that I overestimated the number of people that could come and fit in my house, let alone would say yes to a party. There was about 30 people in the basement in my one room basement suite.
It was very squishy, but it was super fun.
Yes, and we played a version of Werewolf. It's just everybody was a character, and then we had to find out who the Death Eaters were.
Oh wow!
And it was fun.
I know enough about the game to understand the concept, but I've never played it.
Oh, Werewolf.
But I've had a friend who absolutely loved that game. So you'll have to.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. My foot still doesn't bend properly.
Oh, are you still
okay?
super injured?
No, it just doesn't bend properly. Like it's fine
I
otherwise.
don't know if it's gonna. I might have to reach over you if that's okay.
Is that gonna?
I should have brought my extension. Oh wait, here I'll wait until Tina gets back to her chair. That's okay. I was just gonna climb between you and back under it anyway.
Well, but the cord there, that would not be easy. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
I'm painting and also trying to do a little bit of writing for NaNoWriMo because I'm a crazy person.
Yes.
So I'm occasionally yeah.
Oh, I had an idea.
Well, yeah, you're still with me. Of course you're crazy.
Well, yes. Love you
Crazy in love.
No, just crazy.
Are you though?
Crazy in love?
Sorry.
I'm feeling so
Crazy
crazy
in
right now.
love.
In love.
Looking so crazy in love.
Crazy right now in love.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling crazy right now in love.
Are you trying to copyright infringe our channel?
It has to actually be
Popular.
Conversation.
We have
We're
to-
just having a
have to be-
conversation. That's
you
all.
have to be like Beyonce to matter.
Yeah, fair.
Oh yeah, Werewolf.
Yes.
It's very cool. The game is you have
I'm so
a card and a roll, and you have rules that you have to do. So like there's villagers, there's the different. If you play a very simple version of it, it's like villagers and werewolves, and the werewolf. Everyone closes their eyes in the first round, and the werewolves can open their eyes and they put up so they can see each other and they know who each other are, but everyone else doesn't know who they are. And then night falls, and then the werewolves pick someone to kill.
Oh dear.
Everyone opens their eyes.
Someone is dead.
Someone is dead.
Oh.
Who's the werewolf? And we did it. We did it with Harry Potter, and I know you don't really know Harry Potter too well, but you know the gist of it.
And I know enough to actually hold my own in a conversation if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Based on posts I've seen on Tumblr.
Yes.
So.
Well, we did it under
That
the conceit that it has been 20 years since the fall of Hogwarts, and all the people that are there are people who used to go to Hogwarts, and sort of like a reunion. And then the Death Eaters start killing people, so they so
they're still around.
They're still around, and then there's certain rules that exist in the game of Werewolf that if you have the game, you know about, but if you don't have a clue that they're capable of doing this. So some things there are characters that are not a werewolf at first, but halfway through the game become a werewolf.
I like that.
So I did that with Draco Malfoy. So everyone, of course, the first thing they did was, Draco Malfoy's a werewolf, or like a Death Eater. And he's like, no, I'm not. And he was able to, at the halfway point, turn into a Death Eater. And Harry Potter was a Death Eater.
Nice.
And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it was, I chose the people that nobody would pick. And I was like, yeah. Even though I would pick them, that would have been... But anyway.
Harry just went a little bit crazy. Is that?
It's a very simple dog costume for WoW.
He does have...
Oh, that's so cute.
I figured
Oh my god, I have that candy corn
even
too.
though the part of him that's Voldemort is dead, I figured that he probably
It's
still
cute.
has
It's
some
so
Yeah.
adorable.
darkness.
We just have to like slip a little cover over Lala's tag.
That's adorable.
I
Can I have my teeny tiny brush back if you're done with it?
Yes. Yes.
think we
absolutely.
discussed
Thank
it
you.
before, and I'm
I think
giving
it's
it more
looking a
credence
bit
now,
better.
but I
What do you
really do
think?
think we should like do like
think it's
a Toblerone
okay.
night.
I see.
It's
That sounds
not
good. I
very
know.
good, but
It's a drinking game.
It's great.
if you feel like
Do you remember the
tidying it
rules?
up a
Because
bit,
I don't really
feel
remember the
free.
rules, which is part of the reason I win a lot at that game.
Well, because cheating is heavily encouraged.
Cheating is heavily encouraged, and if you can
This is
convince
looking
your
great
opponent
so
that it's
far.
a rule, it's a
Really?
rule. So if you
Yeah.
don't remember
Okay,
the
cool.
rules, but
Thank
you tell
you.
someone what the rules are with conviction, they believe you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You basically roll dice and move shot glasses, but it's really fun. You're trying to make a line.
I would like to steal some more coffee if that's
You might need to brew more if Patina had a cup.
Is there still?
There's still a little bit there. You will probably wish to brew more.
Sunday.
But yes, I believe the gist of it is you have to drink your friend's booze.
Yes, that's why it's the only drinking game that makes sense. Because the point is, how fast can I drink your liquor?
Ah.
Not how fast can I drink my liquor, which is what most drinking games revolve around, and that's silly. Then you're just out of liquor.
That's right.
You want to drink your friend's booze.
Or in some cases, some asshole's booze who happens to be at the same party that you are. Not that I would ever do that.
What? You never.
Diggity is passed out and adorable.
Here, if you wouldn't mind passing it back to me.
I do not mind.
Sarah, is that black piece along his leg his scabbard?
Thank you.
I was pointing it at you.
I know. Yeah, I think so.
Yay.
I'm trying to make a kind of skin color still.
Oh yeah, down
Yeah,
there.
so I thought that would be fun at some
That would
point.
be very fun. And I
But it
will
would,
drink,
but it would require a party.
and I will drink for that.
And you play with mixed liquor, or
Oh
beer,
dear.
Or like coolers or
or
something.
coolers.
Because like you want something that's not like very
Because-
high alcohol
Because if
concentrate.
you play with straight alcohol,
It's terrible.
you wind up
Speaking French at random people.
speaking French at random people and not being able to remember that happened and waking up like in somebody else's tent.
Well, I
Oh,
believe
dear.
they call that tablado, not tablero.
Like not like scandalous waking up in someone's tent, just like
where am
not
I?
remembering what
Whose tent is
happened.
this? Why am I wearing pants?
Yeah,
I have pants on, right? Yes.
yeah, it's like I was wearing this really pretty dress and now I'm in pajamas and they're not mine. So someone was very kind to me. I mean,
That's a good thing. That's a good
someone
thing.
that happened to had kind people around them.
Yeah.
Um,
That's good.
I don't know who that was, but
no, yeah, me neither. What color should I make this scabbard?
no, it's fun.
I have many browns.
You do have a lot of browns.
when I
Make it
when
That
I
was a good brown. I
get
mixed that
this whole
brown.
graduation thing under my belt, and I will do. I want to actually either make a an escape room, or I will do my usual like murder mystery.
You weren't here last week, and I haven't posted the video, so you probably didn't see it. But I have been rewriting the escape room that we did,
Oh, nice.
It makes way more sense now.
so that it makes more sense. But because I don't have access to make an escape room, I'm trying to figure out how to write it as like an isolated adventure, like role playing adventure.
Nice. It'd be really cool, actually. The whole premise is a great premise,
Right?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm changing some facts so that it makes a little bit more sense to me.
Narratively.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I think
Good
that was a
idea.
big part of the problem is that it didn't make any narrative sense.
Exactly.
To us. Because like I went
Well,
and I looked at the
logically.
reviews, and the reviews were all fantastic for that place, including the room that we did.
Right.
Mhm.
People loved it and thought it was great, and it was nice, and the puzzles led from one to the other logically, and blah blah blah. And
guess
I
some
was
people
like,
thought
well, we're not stupid people. This is not a room full of stupid people that equally did not enjoy this, or roughly equally did not enjoy this. So there's got to be a reason that we didn't enjoy it, and yeah, that's kind of what we came down on, is that just it didn't work from
Like a storytelling
a
perspective.
storytelling
Mhm.
perspective.
Yeah, the majority of us are writers. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Writers have that problem.
We need a linear train of logic.
Yes.
It has to flow. It has to make sense.
Like maybe the puzzles themselves were linear, but from a narrative standpoint,
Like, why would someone do this? What's the point? Like,
This-
what's their motivation in doing
Yeah.
this? You know, you don't
Yeah.
have that.
and when we didn't have that, we didn't really know where to go
Yeah.
with anything.
I think my problem with those is that when you see the games online, like different escape rooms online, they usually are really well written because obviously, you know,
They're designed for being like online.
right, and
It's
to
like
be
Geek
watched.
and Sundry and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they always have a storyline. Like, you have to figure it out. But the Alice in Wonderland one was pretty cool, though.
The Alice in Wonderland one was fun.
I really liked that one.
I would go back to that place again. That place was good.
Yeah. I liked the gimmicky, cool, like, magnet-based, like,
Yeah.
cards and stuff. That was cool. Yeah.
How's your homework coming?
Not because she's talking.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Kim, how's it coming?
I'm working on updating my Mac. Well, I had to switch to PC because the program I use for this DB Text works is PC only. So I didn't. So then I had to switch to PC. And now I'm on PC and waiting for it to download. So I'm slowing up our stream of downloads.
I'm good at this.
I also don't have much space on my computer because I've got it's not a very big hard drive anyway, but I've got it partitioned, like half Mac,
Oh,
half
yeah.
PC. So,
I didn't even know you could do that.
yeah,
Yep.
you can't.
You can. It just reduces your amount of usable hard drive space for one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the nice thing is now, because I couldn't, before with Steam, I couldn't play any games on Steam with because I can't download them because I have no space on my PC version. I only gave myself 40 gigs, which is like nothing.
Yeah.
So, but then now you can have one computer running the game and then stream it to your other computer so you can play it. It's very cool. So
That is
so
cool.
my gaming rig
Streams to this computer. Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Did he jump again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looks good. Bronze. Pretty.
Yeah, I made his whole belt bronze because it was too difficult to just do his belt buckle. Also part of his jerkin. Whatever, it's shiny. It's bad bronze, it's flaking.
I like that.
Cheap knockoff bronze.
Totally.
I have room to.
So if this is a little goblin, and then Cage would be like this big. Right?
And kicking him into face.
Is that about right? Cage would be like that big.
Yes. Yes. Oh, speaking of, in this collection somewhere is, I think, is it one of these guys?
More little kobolds.
One of the little ones, the kobold, is our little buddy. There's
Oh,
another tiny,
I was making him snark, but I could.
tiny little gobbos.
Hi, little gobbos.
They're like baby gobbos.
They're like gremlins. Look at them.
But there's somewhere, you can choose one of them. I can't remember which one it was.
Because I was just thinking, I thought
Like,
maybe
those
he
are
was
all-
snark, but he looks too, like, serious.
Oh,
to
this is,
snark.
these are gobbos. These are gobbos. Oop. It's hard. This is another thing. This is why I need to organize them. But yeah, it's one of these guys with the little, they're actually kobolds.
Yeah, because we got gobbos and we got kobolds, right? So there's-
Oh yeah. Oh no. Then Snurg is fine.
That's
That's Snurg.
And I figured, like, I just painted his weapon all one color, and I like it's like a, I don't know, a microphone or just a stick for
Oh, that's
lifting
awesome.
things or something.
We can take like stuff and put it on it, so you can make a microphone if you want, or like a what,
That's not
or like
really
a,
complicated.
okay.
I don't know what it would be. It wouldn't be a microphone, right?
Wand of
It's almost as big as he is.
amplification. Sorry.
That's okay. Mm. Is that writing, Sarah?
Yep.
Okay. I was like, who are you chatting at?
The internet wife.
Hi, internet wife.
Yeah, I feel like I might have overwhelmed you with all the shit I created for the game. So we'll just worry about that some other time.
That?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, so many things. I don't know what most of them mean. I'll figure it out in a minute. And then I haven't really gone back through it all yet. But I'm really excited to work on it.
Don't know what's happening right now.
I'm
Except for
super
Sarah's yelling.
confused.
Oh, we're working on some role-playing stuff.
Cool.
Like, making some up. It's gonna be exciting.
Yes. Using what I wanted to do for Storium, but now I don't have a subscription. So...
So we're, like, did we
idea.
tell... Yeah, you know about the...
No, I think it was just between the two of us.
Was it just the two of us talking about that evil plan?
Yes.
You should tell everyone.
You should tell
Or
us.
not, if you want it to be.
Yeah, if
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
a
no, it's
secret,
fine.
I mean,
It's,
sorry.
I had an idea, because there was some guy wrote a book, and it looked like it was a cool idea, but the book itself didn't look that interesting. About, like, the gig economy, but fighting monsters. So you'd have your app, and then you'd get an alert which say that there was like some monster to kill, and then you would just kind of accept or decline the job.
Sort of like Skip the Dishes, but for monsters.
That's right. And so in this future,
So it's Skip the Demon?
Skip the demon.
and so in this basically something like Cabin in the Woods happens, where except that the orange Cheeto puff of a president decides not to sacrifice anything when there's the big, from last year, there was that eclipse, that solar eclipse, and monsters from another realm break through, and this thing called the Dead Zone, it manifests across the United States, and then he blows it up, which makes it get bigger, and they attack things, which makes it worse. And so eventually they as all hundreds of thousands of soldiers die fighting these things, they're like, you know what, let's just privatize it. It's really expensive. Destroying, bankrupting the economy. That's all that's aside. But then basically, as a character, you are working for this thing, and you get to choose the jobs that you want to do, or if you want to do a job. And it's a choose your own adventure. It's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah. Because I wanted to run it, but it ran for the same problem that I had with that amazing game that never went anywhere.
Oh my god,
'cause
I love
was
that
like,
game.
I don't know what to do. It's a different type of role playing, and I'm not very good at Storium, and I didn't know what to do.
I'm terrible at Storium. I try.
I love
Okay.
Storium, but I burn out really quickly.
Yeah, that's the problem with me as well.
See, I don't mind it, but when I start getting into those downward spirals, the creativity is the first thing that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
And you also feel like, I feel like it's...
I don't know what's happening right
I'm
now.
trying to make his teeth again, and now he just all I can see is witness me. I might leave it.
I was about to say, are we painting Snurg complete with urine stains?
I'm not
No,
doing
no,
that.
someone needs to housebreak him. That's all I'm saying. It's like eventually.
Cage is gonna work on it, okay? We've only had him hired for an hour.
He has a very, very nervous bladder.
And I think maybe after he gets, a few payments of not being kicked,
He'll feel better.
he'll start feeling a bit better. But he he has to get a couple of paychecks under his belt.
He doesn't ask for much. He just doesn't want to get kicked.
Of course, I was totally ready to negotiate that, eh?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we can not kick you. We can do that. Okay.
Okay. Why does my school give me a program that I'm supposed to download and use, and we need a
They hate you.
number to actually open the program?
Well, because they hate you.
Like it requires registration serial number.
I
Still going with they hate you.
Yeah, it's like this institution of higher education wants you to fail. Oh, that was rude, Sarah. I'm sorry.
No, it's true. I feel sometimes that's exactly what because they make so much more money you redoing classes. Sometimes, you know, I'm probably wrong, but sometimes it feels like they want you to fail.
We're teaching you valuable life lessons.
I found out
teachers.
that 80% of my school is English second language.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
The population of my college. So they make more money out of foreign students than they make out of...
Oh, yeah.
Domestics. Well, I feel like that's true of most post-secondary universities. Institutions.
I mean, the difference is being subsidized, though. Or at least partially subsidized. So they still make more money off of you than you're paying.
Right. I mean, that's true. However, they pay a lot more than what we are. They're subsidized amount.
More.
Yeah.
Because the government does still control the price of tuition, like, overall.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they pay a percentage of our tuition that they don't pay for foreign students. But
Well, if you look at TRU, for example, one of the big complaints that's coming out of there now, and even the profs are having issues with it, is that they cater and pander so much to the international students that the domestic students are just, like, getting edged out.
Yeah.
Like, there's no room in classes, there's not enough classes. And they want the international students there because, like, for the same class, they pay about twice the tuition that a domestic student does.
there's definitely not a serial number for this program that I'm supposed to use. Talk about Kim not knowing what she's doing. How am I supposed to do what I want to do if I can't do it?
That sounds very philosophical.
Say.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
That's not the color I used there before. Oh well. Whoops.
Layers.
Oopsie doodle.
Layers are your best friend with this.
Oh, I know. I'm having to, like, do so many layers to get the colors to be, like,
Mm-hmm.
the right color.
Did you remember
Also
to
the
prime
finer
it in
details.
black like Kaylin suggested last time?
No, because these were
That's a
different.
good idea.
These were a different shade, and I didn't want
we
it to
have
get
black?
too dark. There is
Uh,
totally black.
Yes.
Thank you. I have a very strange palette happening. But it works. for me.
Because all of
Would you like to do something?
everything about Tim
Maybe a
here
bit.
is, I mean Bob.
Bob.
Bob here is
Tim
very Tim Bob
Tim Bob.
is very brown anyway. I thought that the
I can't keep hold of them.
the brown underneath would work.
How am I supposed to do homework if I can't save anything? If I can't even open
That's a very good question.
Well, there are enough of us here. If we wanted to not do homework because it's failing, I could probably run Zombie World. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
If it's like, this is making me fed up and I don't want to do this anymore.
Are you thinking about Billy Bob?
Yeah, that reminds
Tim
me.
Bob? Yeah.
What is this now? What has happened?
Oh, it was another game that we've played before.
And my hilarious players were like, I'm Bob, I'm Billy Bob, and somebody else wanted to be Billy, and I was like, fuck you.
They actually wouldn't let me be Billy, and I was really sad.
Oh, you
Because
were
I wanted
Billy.
to be Bob. There's Bob and Billy Bob, and I was like, well, I obviously should be Billy. And then it got vetoed. I wasn't allowed to be
Yeah,
Billy.
I was like, no, my sanity can only take so
And
much.
then,
I
like,
do know
that. That
she
was sad.
randomly dealt out relationship cards, and it's like, okay, so Bob and Billy Bob are in an intimate
A
relationship.
secret, intimate
Of course they
relationship.
Why wouldn't they be?
It was great.
Because they were in
That
a
got
prison.
really dark.
It got
Yeah.
really dark.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did.
Because it started out like they were both playing it like kind of funny, like
Yeah, I
look,
could
like
see
they
that.
were lovers, these two, and then the past cards came out, because you have past cards in this game that tell you what you did before the zombie apocalypse came, and it was just a little bit too apt because Bob was
A convict.
a convict and Billy Bob was a guard.
Prison guard.
It was a prison guard. And I'm like, oh, this took on a whole bunch of really uncomfortable, like, power dynamics. So, yeah.
It was great.
I don't want to brag, but I don't think that would have flowed so well if it had been in anybody else's hands.
Probably not.
It's fair.
No, it was great. You guys were hilarious.
Like, Jeff and I have fun in those dark places.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because Jeff was the prison guard.
That's wonderful.
it was amazing.
All right, happy days. I have the date. I found the password, so I don't know how long I have.
You may
Yeah.
pass
For now.
until you can't.
I've almost got his clothes.
Oh, cool! Awesome.
Layers of brown. I know his robe doesn't look very different from the color of the resin, but I swear it is.
Oh no.
No, I can tell that's different right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, the robe, like the front robe.
Mm-hmm.
It's shiny.
Yeah, I see it.
It's a different color a little bit. Just not
It's nice.
just not a ton.
Is it bad? I actually would have been tempted to go with, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi colors.
Yeah. The kind of awesome is going.
Okay, let me look at this program that probably has not been updated since 1995. Let's see.
What is the baby's brush over here?
You can use mine if you
Sarah has
want.
the baby's brush.
Well, I don't. Okay.
It's the best for the details.
Well, I don't think I. Well, yeah. Okay, I'll try. I'll try.
Use my teeny tiny baby brush.
Oh my god, I can't even see that, Sarah. That's just like fucking glare
I love it so
off
much.
of the shine. Seriously, it just looks like glare off the shine.
I love it so much. It's the best brush ever.
Where'd you get it?
The game store where we bought the paint.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Most
Where I
women,
got the letters from Whitechapel at
Yeah.
stuff too.
most women like it when their partners bring them flowers or chocolates or stuff. Mine gets really, really happy if I find her a brush that's tinier than the last one I brought her.
Teeny tiny brushes.
Have you ever seen those tiny, tiny cooking shows originating in Japan?
Yes.
Yes, I love those.
They're pretty awesome.
I mean, it's cool on the one hand, but on the other hand, I spend a lot of time going, but why?
Yeah,
I know,
that's me.
right?
Like, I just.
Which?
Those
the
those
tiny
miniature.
cooking shows.
Oh yeah, the tiny
Micro
food.
baking?
It's like tiny
Yeah.
food.
That's not even a mouthful. Why?
Like,
It's
I just.
I guess
so much
for
effort.
fun and to
Oh.
show that
Yeah, well,
you
no,
could
that's
do it,
exactly where I
because-
come down. I'm like, that just seems like so much effort. It says the girl who like weaves tapestries and.
Yeah.
I just like the ones where they feed hamsters.
Yeah.
Do they?
Tiny
Sometimes
ones.
then they set up a
Oh.
little plate and then they give it to like a mouse or a hamster.
Aw.
That's kind of adorable.
Oh, so
Yes, which is
cute.
super adorable.
I feel like Simon would do that for Nivy.
That'd be cute.
I'm assuming this is a mouse or something.
His little mouse familiar. It's
Seems,
his little spirit animal.
seems legit.
Yeah.
Did you want to paint something, Bettina?
Maybe in a moment.
And there are the original figurines too. So there's those.
Yeah, there's the one.
ones
Yeah,
that
you
we
could.
were working on before,
Yeah.
which I should probably finish, but I'm having a lot of fun with Tim Bob.
Tim Bob.
I need more tea. Anyone need hot water?
I'm good for now.
I did not put on the kettle or the
Coffee.
coffee again.
That's okay. But no. The pain in my jaw has gone from, like, broken bone to menstrual cramp, so I'm just hoping it'll die a little bit further.
I hope so
Alright,
too.
You have a hat.
Sunday's
should
butt was
paint
nice and
your
warm on my
hat.
face. That helped.
Aw.
That
She knew.
color, yes.
She was trying to help.
She was a good warm pillow. I couldn't even stay awake.
Mm-hmm.
But I woke up and things hurt less, so.
Good.
Well, that's really good.
Hi, Sunday. You're such a cute puppy.
You're gonna be hard pressed to get a brush smaller than this one, though, Sarah.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they exist, but
It's so good.
I feel like I need
It's
a
an
micro.
imaginary
I
brush.
need like a fucking one of those lenses that goes in front of my glasses.
I've been thinking that a couple of times, just because details.
Well, I've been thinking about getting those magnifiers that they have at the lapidaries for my embroidery.
Good idea.
I could use that for painting.
There's also those really cool lights that people use for cross stitch and stuff. That have like the mirror, and then it's lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But no, you've seen like the crazy tiny details that I put into my work. If I had magnifying goggles, I could go crazier and tinier.
Also, like cool steampunky goggles with the magnifying things on them would be really freaking awesome.
Just cool.
Anyway.
Would be.
Too clubby.
Like, I'm using this tiny paintbrush. I can't even see where I'm putting it, though, so it's not actually that helpful. I'm sorry.
I can give you the one I've got, actually. It might be better for you.
Do you
No,
need light?
I think I need a magnifying glass. I can't see, is what it is.
More
This
light
one's
would
still
be
really
great.
tiny, but you might
Well,
be
We
able to
need
see it.
like one of those
Like,
little like LED,
that'll-
like
but that'll-
lamps just to
yeah,
shine
but
like
it
right
It
on
won't
the
work
table.
with what I need to do.
Yeah.
I should have thought and brought mine, but I did not.
Thank you, though.
No worries.
I might just give up on trying to do his teeth.
There we go.
Yeah, I kind of give up on
You
teeth.
can always like wait till it dries too, and then attempt. That sometimes is the hard thing about the paint is that it bleeds and it makes it more difficult to see.
True.
Or depending on what color you want his teeth to be, you can always use a whiteout pen.
That will be too thick.
Too
at the
white.
end. And too white, yeah. I don't. He's a gobbo. He doesn't have good teeth. Good white teeth. He doesn't use whitening strips.
They didn't have a dental plan with their previous
Mm-mm.
king lord owner.
They're not gonna have one now.
Hey, do you know dental plan?
Dental plan is I will kick you in the teeth,
And they
And
would
then you have
love that.
and they don't have a problem.
Well, except for the part where they're all carnivores.
Yeah, well, there was the barbecue in the corner. It
Right,
just
I
got
need
bigger and
another-
bigger.
They're
as
just
you
gonna
guys
have
went
to
through the
learn how
night.
to do
Oh,
tenderer.
I need another brown.
Or make like a nice carpaccio.
Paler.
You are so cute.
I also
Sunday.
don't like what's that other Raj kind of meat that's like the bacon.
prosciutto.
Maybe, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like that Italian sort of almost bacon, but not quite. It's really thin.
Yes.
Yeah, prosciutto.
I think
I shouldn't know that much about it, but I do.
in Poland they called that like sushi ham, didn't they, love?
Oh, maybe.
Oh. Sushi ham.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the texture of that either.
Agree with you.
Another brown.
Sounds
Maybe
good.
I should just give up and just paint.
Paint a thing.
I wouldn't know which one. I want to do a little gold coatings or something. Oh, you unplugged my computer or something.
She says you should paint too.
Actually, that probably was a please someone take me outside.
Yeah.
Do we need to take a break?
So,
Or
She just I
Is
mean, she was walked earlier.
is it bad that I was totally thinking for the cats we should like
She'll be okay for a little bit longer.
spoil them with a couple pieces of sashimi?
Ooh.
Why would that be bad?
What, like on their
Sounds
birthdays?
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if my
a
cats
little
would
bit,
know how to eat it. They don't know what real fish looks like.
It's a little bit Neko Atsumi.
They
Oh,
certainly wouldn't be able to hold chopsticks.
No.
I was about to say Keats definitely knows what real fish looks like.
Instinctively, too, eh?
Well, before we moved out of Clark Street, Sarah's mom had brought Keats back to Kamloops because he was fairly miserable in Caslow. And at that point, Sarah's dad was living in the basement at Clark Street, so he hung out with him and got to be happy. So he was there when we came home from Poland. And at one point, Mike had this, like, gorgeous tilapia that he left on the kitchen counter.
Uh-oh. I see where you're going with this.
And I wasn't sure what happened. I saw Keats dragging this thing outside as quickly as he could.
Of course he was.
You're like, what are you doing, Kat?
Do you have the bag for my figurines?
And
Sarah?
I thought nothing of it. I thought maybe he'd
Are
just
you
got a
looking for
mouse or
something in
something.
particular,
No,
or
I
the
want to
bag?
put this away so I don't forget because I'll need it.
Yeah, under your butt.
I should have remembered, though, why it reminded me of the first time that I had dinner with Sarah. Because Mike started cursing about the goddamn cat.
Oh.
And apparently Keats had jumped up on the counter and stolen the whole fish.
I can't say I'm not impressed.
Or surprised?
Oh, I'm definitely not surprised.
Not really
with him.
surprised. It's Keats.
May I join in?
Well,
I guess
he
I'm gonna join in
was.
the painting. Do you mind if I take
Yeah.
a thing and cover it with wax paper?
Yeah, no, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty much what he did to me the first time I had dinner at Sarah's place. Because I had left a chicken breast and all of the trimmings on, like, the downstairs table so that I could, like, go up and use the loo. I came back down, and he had the chicken breast in his mouth,
Of course.
turned to look at me with, like, a flick of his tail, and then went right out the cat door.
Oh, of course he did. I'm not laughing at your misfortune. I just think he's a very opportunistic feline.
Mm-hmm. But no, he's not nearly as ambitious as he used to be, though. He prefers it if you give it to him.
For sure.
That's not what you think it is, dog.
Oh, did she make his food?
Yeah.
But no, and I fully anticipate that Selah would be just as bad if she learned his habits. She likes to steal things as it is, but food-wise she prefers to ask.
That's probably good.
In fact, that was probably a plus side of teaching her to respond when she wants a cookie. So good thinking, love.
We are the interesting guest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am actually going to work on the Goliath episode that I have in Google Docs.
I'm gonna paint with this.
Nah, my fingers still aren't properly thawed out.
Might need to steal. Sarah, do you mind? Is
Yeah,
it okay
use
to
the
move?
brush.
Or no, the water. Do you mind
Oh.
sharing with me?
Yeah, sure.
Is that okay? Reach.
I just
But
put my,
which one?
switch the sides,
I was
because
about to
otherwise
say.
yeah.
her name is Sarah, not Shara.
Hi, Shares.
It smells good.
Try some. It is good.
Okay.
It
Now
is.
Dark and stormy.
working on a kobold.
You were asleep when we talked about it.
You don't have like knives or anything, do you? Like, or not a knife, but like a.
You know what? I might have a craft knife with that too.
That'd be amazing. But you know what? You're doing stuff.
I'm just trying to think. You
I
know,
can pick
where
one
it's
that doesn't
probably
need work.
it's probably in a bin under there.
I'll pick one that I don't need to actually.
I think most of the
Do
kobolds.
No.
The character.
There's a ton more. Why don't I pass you a bin.
You don't want to spend forever deciding either.
Nah, I just want to grab something and go. These guys.
Do the
What about her? Is this
She's a
Chun-Li?
No,
No.
these are all just random.
do the big dude.
Yeah, I'll do the big dude.
The big dude is cool.
I'll do the big dude.
I like the big dude. Yeah, all I'm doing is painting shades of brown
That's always
forever. Ooh, troll claws. This is almost a yellow.
It's gonna be in
I'm gonna mix it with brown.
We have yellow.
I know we have yellow, but I want,
Tan.
yeah,
Dirt spider, crypt
it's for the
wraith. That looks good.
bind on his stick.
It's almost the same color as your skin, honey. Or I guess it's probably closer to mine.
It's mine. The skin is not so yellow. Yellow, brown, and oh wait, stop trying to dip.
I do that all the time. I'm like, no.
Well, because I switched so Kim could reach, and now it's like not instinctively on my paintbrush side.
Right. Sorry. Thanks.
So
Thanks for doing so, though. Alright. Okay. I'm painting his boobies. Oh, it doesn't want to stick on this. I cleaned them. The paint doesn't want to. And they're not. They shouldn't need to be primed. But it looks like I'm gonna have to prime them first.
Kaylin suggested that you prime them anyway
Yeah.
when she was talking to us last time.
she was very helpful last time.
I can't remember why she said you should prime them.
It gives it a depth.
That and also,
This stuff happens.
Yeah.
You don't.
especially and especially with the ones that are like really light like that, it makes the colors sharper.
Yeah. Especially if you prime it with black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
true.
not gonna work.
Make it pop.
Try one of the resiny ones. They're holding their color better.
Yeah, the liquidy, like the red's not
Do
holding its color very well.
do Batman.
It's
Oh
hard.
yeah, then I just need black.
You just need just black. Do Batman.
Batman.
Norse Batman.
Norse
He
Batman.
looks like he needs probably more than just black, but
Well, the first layer.
a
will
good
be
place to
just
start.
black.
Yeah. I didn't prime mine. I think he's working okay without it, but
Well, you are also only using varying shades of brown.
you know, it's a thing. Ooh, this is the latest color yet. It's
Oh, yeah.
almost like I'm actually painting something.
Oh yeah, this holds paint better.
Yeah.
That should actually sit on it.
Yeah, no, these are good.
So to go back to like an hour ago,
Mm-hmm.
reminiscing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That game. I was really sad. I was a terrible story DM because it was going to be amazing.
That game was super cool.
Makes me sad because it's a very different style of.
We were all just having a lot of like mental breakdowns at the time. It wasn't totally just your fault. I could have picked up some of the slack, but I was also having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
So it was like not helpful.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Truthfully, I don't think I've stopped having a mental breakdown since we moved out of the place on Miller.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you think maybe it might be partially the house too, or
Well, Miller was
Yeah.
bad.
yeah?
Miller was very
That
bad.
was the first place I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good house.
It was a bad house.
But also, like, we haven't properly been on our feet since then either.
Right. Where you feel like you're on top of everything, kind of thing. Everything's catch up.
I mean, we were doing okay when we were at Eileen's, but that wasn't our house.
Right.
So that's just like a different kind of stress.
Is there like a creamy or yellow or white color, sorry?
I just made one.
There's this that you can mix to make.
That's what I used to make like that off-white.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, yeah,
Start giving him some different tones. Thanks very much.
You are welcome.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Oh, Gwen's the first coat always so terrible.
Try to lay down the paint
Right.
first, and then paints. Everything catches the paint after. Could probably clean these up before I start painting them. You can see some mold lines.
Yeah.
Well, oh well.
You won't really notice once it's painted. Oh god, that's so messy. Super clean that up. Yes, I'll confirm my shift for tomorrow. Sounds yelling
Does
at
that
me.
work for?
Yeah. Skip. Confirm your shift. Fine.
Because we didn't know whether or not I'd be called up to the set after my appointment tomorrow, so.
Fine. When's your appointment?
Noon
To 1?
to 1.
Okay, good.
If I mix
Yes, I can
Like-
do that.
plate mail metal with black, do you think I'll get gunmetal?
Maybe.
Why
I
not?
used it. Well, no, I kind of put a greenish one. But yeah, it's kind of this color.
Yeah, cool. It will work.
I always have the most like weird palette when I'm doing this. 'Cause I'm always mixing the weirdest colors together. But it's still enjoyable.
I really don't know how colors mix. That's the problem. So I'm like, I mean, other than the blue and yellow make green kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make.
Well, if you want anything specific, we can always help you.
That's true.
It's pretty easy. Just like the color wheels, your 3 main colors.
I did a lot of like, I want this brown to be more yellow,
Mm-hmm.
or I want this brown to be more red.
You want it lighter, you add white. Darker, you add black. Or, varying shades of brown.
Yep.
It's better.
If you want to make a nice brown, you don't start from brown, you start from purple.
Yeah, that's true. Get like a nice
Because
rich
it'll be
color
richer.
going. Mm-hmm.
See, I do not know any of that stuff.
What was this one?
See, I know some stuff about like color theory and whatever. These details are all so tiny, and I don't have a steady hand, and I don't have a ton of. I'm not known for my patience.
When we
you
do
know?
it again, what I'll do is I'll bring things that so you can stick it on, so you can actually hold like I have tons of pill bottles, and they're really good for sticking the figurine too. So when you're painting, you can hold them a little bit,
Oh, with a like.
so then you're not touching the fig at all.
That would be really
That is
handy.
awesome. I watch a lot of people on Twitch painting, and I see what they do, and I'm like, oh. But today I was just like grabbing stuff and going.
That's cool. I just put paint on the wrong part of this because I wasn't paying attention. Don't rest the paintbrush on the already painted parts of your figurine.
Yep.
Pro
I did
tip
that too.
from Sarah.
Pro tips. Tips pros. Okay, yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna put a bunch of water on it, and now it looks dirty. That's cool because it's a goblin drum, and it's okay if it looks dirty.
Yeah.
Dinner. Anyone have? Oh, can I steal just a bit of someone's paper or monster? Oh, perfect.
You can have your own monster. You get a
monster.
You get a whole monster to yourself.
My own monster. Yes. Very good.
Oh, we're coming along here, Tim. Oh. Michael says that red and yellow make orange.
Thanks, Michael.
A plus.
Wow, thanks, love. Is that my Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate your input.
And black and brown makes a pretty bluish black.
Depends on the brown.
Now what do I need to do? What was I doing? I was doing something, and I got distracted by the chat. And now what am I doing?
Are the guys still over? What time is it?
Yes, it is
8:04.
Oh yeah, they'd probably still be there.
Oh right.
So he's
that's what I
taking
was doing.
time out of guy time to check in on us.
That's so
That's so
sweet.
sweet.
We're painting. If Michael's still there. I'm painting Batman.
I'm painting goblins.
I'm painting Bob.
No, you made
Tim Bob?
Tim Bob.
Bob.
I've
Tim
got
Bob.
a Mortimer who looks a lot like King Arthur.
What? He's gonna come hang out with Bob over here.
Sounds
Is that what he
like
said?
me.
Oh, Tim and I thought you were talking about chat.
Mortimer has a very big sword.
Awesome.
Looks quite girthy.
Yeah, it's almost like a claymore.
Yeah.
That's right.
tarts and what is it? Tarts and lakes are not ways to
Watery tarts.
Watery
and
tarts
lakes.
and lakes are not.
Dispensing swords is not
Thank
a
you.
legitimate
Yeah.
form of government.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why do I know that?
Because that movie's amazing.
I've seen it once.
Because that
It's one of those lines that sticks.
Apparently.
yes.
Oh.
I am being oppressed.
I love that part.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yes. Monty Python and Holy Grail is amazing.
It certainly is.
I love the thing they cut out of the movie, like the in between
Scene. There's this like whole section because you know the whole there's like the murder part where they're like cops trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And in the middle part, there's this great scene which like kind of does these segues from one scene to another, but they cut it because I don't know, length or whatever.
Because the
but-
movie's already really long.
yes, but
And they ended up having to just like randomly end it.
yeah,
Not a good spot for kittens.
I don't think they randomly... Did they randomly end it? Because, like, that felt intentional to me, that ending.
like the cop like getting put in jail. and stuff.
I think they like made that intentional like because they didn't have the budget to actually do the whole King Arthur like ending like
Oh, really?
and so then they added in the cops and like the ridiculousness. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Being
Or
unusually
saw it
snuggly
in the
like you.
thing.
They were very surreal though.
Yeah, she's
Like I
very
imagine
nice
watching
and
it at the time, it would. I mean, it was.
You would have been like,
Does
what
not
the
usually like
what the
being
hell is
held
going
this
on?
way.
No, she doesn't. And she was letting me hold her earlier today, too.
You feeling okay, baby girl? Or just lonely and needing loves?
She was very lovely last time I was here, too. She's really sweet.
She is very old.
Maybe she's jealous of the little kitten.
Oh no, not tea. Not tea. Not tea.
Oh, yeah.
See, it looks like tea. Like perfectly
Right.
like a very milky tea.
I keep having to avoid putting it in my coffee, which would be very unpleasant for me. If I missed.
Would not be
Acrylic
good
coffee.
coffee.
Acrylic flavoring.
Yummy.
Tastes like particles.
Ugh. That's a wonderful
Or
way to put
pigment?
that.
Yeah, pigment.
Pigment. Hi,
My favorite.
Sunday. How you doing? Oh, you are bugging. Hi. Let's paint. Let's
Done.
Yay.
I'm like the
What you
worst
doing?
paint job ever.
Did you just paint him all black?
All black.
I can't remember, was it the orcs or the Goliaths that we decided would eat their dead?
Ooh, that's dark.
I think you decided it was the orcs. No, whatever tribe. No, it would have been the orcs. I think that eat the dead.
That makes sense.
But I think you did the opposite. But it makes more sense to me that the orcs would.
Well, because the Goliaths
Honor
have
their dead
like
by
the
eating them.
funeral orgies.
Yes.
No, it's the orcs that have the funeral orgies.
Oh, okay. And they also eat them?
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you gotta have fuel for the orgy.
Funeral orgy.
Oh, celebrating death by embracing life.
Though it also makes a lot more sense because, like, the Goliaths are highly competitive and they want, and very, very reckless. So chances are they don't die around their own tribe very much.
Probably not.
And
Or,
we'll-
well, unless they're attacking or taking over
Mhm.
places and stuff. But that would be like the warriors of their tribe kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And in the D&D guide you sent me, it did point out that the old ones or the infirm will often just like strike out on their own to die instead of dragging the tribe down.
What's that song? Is it Arrogant Worms? I'm a something warrior of my tribe. No, what band is that?
No, Leaky.
I don't remember.
You don't want to go up there, Leaky love. You want to stay and get cuddles.
She's looking around like, no, I want to see all the stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, Sunday. Cannot be comfortable.
But the backbeat went away.
Someday. Okay. So now that he's about black, now I get to put the colors in. Highlight.
Yeah. The fur.
Yeah, because I want to do like silvery fur.
Just like dry brush over the black with gray.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that it has like some depth.
Or if you want the shiny, I did mix some metal
Ooh.
with black to get gunmetal.
Let me try him. Now who am I going to paint?
And I need a darker brown than that.
I am like the messiest painter. I always get so much paint over everything.
Feel free to steal some of mine.
No, I just want one that I can add to this.
Speaking of metal, at some point I need to arrange to get a CD.
They don't
to send
have
to
it.
Poland. Ah,
They don't have it yet, like, or rather, Maurice doesn't have them yet. They're still with the drummer, but he's gonna pick them up soon.
all right, sweet.
Is that Rocky? I don't know.
Rocky? Where? I'll tell you. Does that mean there's a Frankenfurter?
Oh, not that Rocky.
That's
Not
what
that
I thought
exciting
you meant
Rocky.
as
I
well.
mean like Rocky the Fighter Rocky.
Oh.
No.
No.
No, this dude's wearing a fucking,
It's not even a squirrel.
oh shit, what do they call the thing that, it's a sporran. This guy's wearing a sporran.
Oh no, he's definitely not Rocky. Who is this? This is the problem when there's like media references that I don't even get. Like, I'm like, I don't know who that is. These are all definitely not like they're. What am I trying to say? Finishing my sentence. Oh yeah, this one's Wolverine. Like different.
Oh, there we go.
References? Yeah.
That is belt filled in.
I'm gonna paint Snape.
Snake.
Snape. He wears black. Perfect.
You like more black? Excellent.
I will lay down the black.
Yeah, that was a tactical error. Oh well.
Oh, he has like potion bottles and stuff. This is well done. I think.
Where the heck we are the champions stuck in my head? Where did this come from? Oh, because for some reason I said Sporran, and then that made me think of Highlander, and then that made me think of the songs from Highlander. Okay.
That's in Highlander?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I was just talking about this the other day. The TV show in particular had two of the Queen songs. It had Princess of the Universe as the main intro, and then it used I'm pretty sure We Are the Champions as the closing song.
That's cool.
And I know We Are the Champions is in the movie as well.
Yeah, I always get it and the Outlander confused. Like when people are talking about Outlander, I'm like, oh yeah, there can only be one, and they're like, what?
Not a lot of crossover between those two fandoms, yeah.
Well, they're Scottish. And
Yeah, I suppose.
like,
Isn't that Highlander?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
That's what I was saying. That's what she was saying, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I know when Sarah and I were car shopping, I told her that if we ever had, I think it was the Toyota Highlander, or maybe that's Nissan, but either way, we were going to name it Duncan.
Not
And
Connor.
I was confused because I thought she was making a Macbeth reference.
Of course you did. Of course you did. That only makes sense.
Not Connor, Duncan, eh?
Well, Connor does eventually die. I mean, how else does Duncan get his powers?
Duncan was an immortal separately from that. Because Connor survives the first, 2 movies. And then there's a TV show, and then the last Highlander movie, Connor sacrifices himself to Duncan so that Duncan can gain his power because the 2 of them on their own are not strong enough for this other. Why do I remember this? It was basically a reason to have Adrian Paul be in the movie because he's aged better at this point than Christopher Lambert? Christopher Lambert, I think. I don't know.
Names.
I mean, because they made that movie in the, late 90s. It was, at least 20 years after the original Highlander movies. Anyway, yeah, no, Duncan became, he's a descendant of Connor from before Connor was immortalized.
Well, Who Wants to Live Forever was also written for Highlander.
That's the one. It's not We Are the Champions, it's Who Wants to Live Forever. And Princes of the Universe.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's right.
Which is a great song. Sorry, I've been thinking it's We Are the Champions, but it's not. It's Who Wants
No,
to
they're
Live Forever.
similar though.
Ah.
They're so similar. I think.
But it is Queen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Queen.
It's all Queen.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Wants to live forever. That was really bad on my part. I'm sorry. I'll stop trying to sing.
No, it's
You're a
fine.
good singer.
Princes in the Universe is a great song, though. I love that song. Nobody else ever likes it. When I play it for them, they're like, really, Sarah? And I'm like, shut your fucking mouth. It's remarkable I don't have more friends.
I think people like to be treated like shit. I mean,
Yeah. It's that's what I thought. Okay.
They're like, beat me. It's beautiful. Say horrible things to me. I love it.
Snark?
That's amazing.
No, for me, I like people who know who they are and will not,
Compromise?
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm definitely down with people that are like, yeah, this is who I am. Screw you. All right, that's awesome.
See, that, I think, is probably the only reason I actually had fun in high school.
Because you didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to be.
You need to write a book. Then you can make millions and millions of dollars.
You said it was probably your sister who tried to start that rumor about me biting people in
It
gym
definitely
class.
was. She told me that.
I totally rolled with it.
I know. That's awesome. I was like, you should not tell stories about people. And she was like, no, she totally did. But it was like, yeah, you know for a fact she didn't. But I think it's amazing that you just went with it.
And Patina's like,
She's just like, who cares?
People left me alone.
Yeah, you used that to your advantage. Power to you.
probably took all the fun out of your sister's whatever it was that
It's
she was
usually the way
doing.
that works.
Well, she didn't actually mean anything by it. She just thought it was funny. She thought, I think, it was funny if Patina actually did it, so she told everyone she did. Because it makes for an interesting story,
But
even
yeah.
if it wasn't true.
Well, Jackie Beckering apparently was trying to tell people, like, no, this didn't actually happen.
I could see that. I could see that.
I'm impressed you can remember names. I don't remember anybody's name from school except for people I still talk to.
Well, she was the one I was accused of biting. That's kind of hard to forget.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well,
I
I'm
remember
sorry
lots of
about my
people's
silly
names.
sisters.
Mm-hmm.
My other sister used to pick on, what's his name, Kilby.
Dan Kilby?
Yeah, she used to pick on him. He, like, literally hid under a table from her, and I was like, wait, you're scared of her? That's
He's
my
such-
sister.
He's such a sweet guy. Why would you do that?
Because he's a sweet guy, and she's mean.
Or
I
is
was
it because
tutoring
she
him at the
thought he
time.
was attractive and didn't know what to do about it?
No, not that one. The lesbian one.
I was about to ask you which sister.
I have a lesbian sister and a not so lesbian sister.
I know.
You worked with at least one of them.
I did.
Yep. Both of them.
Not really. No, I never worked with Melissa.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I knew who she was. She'd come in all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
But I never
Diggity
worked with
Kitty is
Melissa.
suspiciously asleep.
That's not suspicious.
It's so cute.
He's
He
a
just
baby.
kinda went up there and just
He's probably
passed out.
gonna be a little furry terror right when it's your time to sleep.
Nah, he's actually been pretty good.
That's a bag.
He's so much black.
Well, there's some colors on here now. He's not just a black hole.
They're pretty good.
I like your drum. Looks awesome.
Thank you. I'm really proud of the drum.
But no, I was also super oblivious though in high school to the fact that the boys were flirting.
I know, right? It's like,
No, that's you don't
'Cause
want
they
that
would
water
sometimes-
leak
oh my
up.
goodness.
Make that chomping motion, but with like the Zoolander blue steel face.
You did this? Or they did
No,
this?
they did this in my direction. I'm like,
That's hilarious.
what's wrong with you? Is there like something in your eye?
I think maybe they heard that rumor and they were like,
Yeah. Do you have tetanus or
nice.
something?
they were like, she bites, you know. Wink. Oh my goodness. You know it's true.
Yeah. They probably wouldn't want that.
You never know. Depends on who was flirting with you, I guess.
Oh, your face is now
Like
black.
Zach.
Snape.
Zach would probably think he would like it, but then he wouldn't.
That's a you try to
Bend over,
use
it's
it,
good.
you
I know.
will lose it sort
know.
of
First
level,
scenario.
first floor.
So like
floor?
silly.
Going up.
I don't know what to make of him some days.
Yeah.
He's got huge
I haven't
feet.
seen him in a while.
Just
Long
saying.
time.
We are super interesting.
I know.
I know.
How exciting
which
is our
so
chat?
cool.
I
I'm
know.
writing and painting and totally ignoring the camera. Hi, camera!
And the
I-
chat.
I'm
I don't
like-
know.
I'm
If
not
hoping
even paying
that
attention to
I'm
the chat. The
not.
only person who's talked is Michael.
okay.
Hello, person.
And your mom.
Well, mom was here, but she doesn't talk in the chat because she doesn't hasn't made an account
Oh, I
on
see.
Twitch.
She
Ham.
just watches.
Yeah.
Ham.
Yeah, I know. It's not really super exciting, but that's just because I don't have brain capacity right now.
You know, some days when we run out of anything better to do or think of, we should have like a cooking stream.
Yes. I second this motion.
You can do that. You are more than welcome to.
Not in our kitchen.
I do not cook.
Our kitchen is like not a kitchen. It's
a
a
joke.
counter and a stove and
It's a way too
sink.
high counter.
A way
I
too
know,
high
it's
counter, a
awful.
stove.
It's a counter
And a
for
sink.
Goliaths.
It's stupid and tiny, and we could definitely not have a cooking show in it.
Yeah, you guys are
You
shorter
can-
than me. I didn't know Sarah. I didn't think you were, and then I actually stood beside you, and I'm like, oh, I'm taller than you.
See, I actually
And
like
I have issues with that level.
the height of the counter because, like, with it closer to my shoulder, if I'm cutting hard things, I have more leverage and force behind it.
Oh yeah, see, no, I prefer to be down here because then I can put my body weight down.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
It's an
Yeah.
ergonomic thing,
yeah.
and that place is not ergonomically correct.
No.
It's like, who created those counters?
It's just,
Yeah.
Haters.
Who thought of that?
which is funny because I've never, like,
Who is really tall?
actually cut anything by putting my full body weight into it.
Yeah, no, I cut things by if it's hard. I use my
Yeah,
body. I
you
don't use my
leverage,
arm.
right? Like, say you're cutting into like a spaghetti squash or something. How are you gonna do that when it's like above your head?
Well, also, like, at least for, like, beets and carrots and stuff, you're not supposed to just chop straight down. You're supposed to
Right.
go, like, down and in.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Like, I know much about this
Next.
theory that you're talking
Are you just
about.
painting
I was
everyone
like,
black?
yeah,
Yes.
Totally.
Yes, I am.
Is this a plague doctor?
Yes.
I think there is a plague doctor.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that
Well,
cool?
yeah. Most, like, home
doctors.
home
Okay.
cooks think you're supposed to chop like this.
plague doctor.
When you're actually
In
supposed
black?
to go like this.
Yeah.
Plague doctors make
And
me
you
happy.
use the larger
black.
knives
'Cause
Mhm.
I'm simple.
because then the
I'll
weight
just
of the
paint the
knife
black
helps
layer,
it
and
go
then
through.
Sarah can do the
Yeah.
rest.
Oh
The
no.
ones with a hole
There's
in the
way
middle
too
are
many
for
tiny
cheese,
details on
and the
that.
serrated ones are for.
Or do you mean the
soft
other
things.
Sarah?
think
That's
she
good at
meant
things?
me.
I know that
Yes.
much.
Meats
That's all
and
I know.
I'll
tomatoes.
just do black on
Yes,
everything.
And
yes.
soft cheeses.
How would I make
Yep.
all the main layers for everybody, and then you just
I mean, I'm
But
not having
the other thing a
trouble
lot of people forget is that
painting these resin
sharpeners
ones
are your
directly on the
friends.
resin. Like I did not.
Absolutely.
I didn't give
Like,
Tim
I sharpen my knives when I'm stressed out.
Bob a base
It's like a
coat.
tip for sure.
yeah, they no, they're
It
fine.
makes her
I'm just
nervous.
painting black things.
That's fine.
It's black, and I like painting, but
Snurg's gonna be super yellow.
Yay.
Because kobolds are yellow.
It was really funny when we moved out of the apartment in Radham because our roommate then went in behind us and started cooking again, and she's like, I am really going to take for granted how angry you were.
I know.
Because these
like always
knives are
sharpening.
meticulously sharp.
Awesome.
It's soothing, though.
Sure.
not at all concerning when someone's sharpening knives.
Especially angry sharpening.
Shh.
Yeah, and just like glare off into space.
Or stare at someone.
Yeah,
And then
make
sharpen
eye
it.
contact. Yeah, not concerning.
That really only works if the object of your anger is in the room.
So
I'm sorry, I'm not there all the time, but you know, I try.
No one's mad at you like that, Kim.
Oh, where's
What
the
have you
nuts?
done?
mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Is there something I should
I feel like
know?
there's like some guilt happening here.
No, actually, no, I don't do much, so there's nothing I can say I've done. Okay, Tremore's gray. Who's black?
Although that reminds me, I should message Ashley and ask how that conversation went with Leo and Acadia.
Yes. That needs to be something that happens. We were all very concerned.
Because no, I am not impressed with that anus waffle.
No.
With the who? It's something I don't understand.
Ashley's ex.
Was fat shaming his own kids at Halloween.
And it worked. They were very upset about it. And
horrible.
stopped wanting to trick or treat.
Mm-hmm.
That's really horrible.
They were like, we have enough candy. It's unhealthy. We're gonna go home now.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not what Halloween is about.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. We got really mad.
I am impressed that Jimmy did not.
Murder him?
Yes.
He looked like he wanted to, but he held his own. He just held himself back from doing something he'd regret.
Believe you me, I wanted to too.
Is her ex here?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Down by the Costco in Burnaby.
Which one? The big one or the small one?
The one, that
Production
we...
Way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do any more on this until I let it dry a little bit.
That looks way better.
But no, it's like they're getting to the point where they might start being old enough to think that trick-or-treating is lame and what have you. And it's like, don't wreck that for them. Enjoy that youthfulness while it lasts.
Right?
Some people don't care though. They don't even think about stuff like that. They're like, this is my opinion. This is the right opinion.
I have an opinion, I must share it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just from the perspective of somebody who didn't really get to fully appreciate being a kid, I don't like seeing that taken away from them.
I know.
Oh, God. Yes, a bit better. Stick.
Okay. I'm just painting.
Shoot.
Make it black.
It's definitely better than it was.
Don't sing.
We could sing. That would be fine. Because nobody's going to be like, oh, that's copyright infringement. They're going to be like, oh, that's
You were
bad.
trying to be copyright infringement, and what?
Nice try.
That was hilarious.
Pretty sure you're allowed to do covers.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I can't. That's well. We're going to be doing it for Rock Band. Oh,
Yeah.
rad.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Are we gonna make our own band?
Like for the Rock Band?
Yeah, are we just gonna like...
Can we be
Can we dress
Man
up?
Muffin?
Yes.
What are you being?
Our band.
I'm dressing.
Our
I'm wearing
D&D
makeup.
band.
I think everyone should go in costume or no, or dress up.
I can't dress up like Cage.
Well, no, but like you can wear like cheesy goth like makeup and stuff. That'd be fun. Oops, I'm making a
I was about to say, I could, in theory, dress up like my
Don't dress
character,
up
but I
like
might get
Tutu.
arrested.
mess. Yeah, and we can't. We
can
can't have
stream that.
topless on
Yeah.
stream. So
Whatever, it's legal.
I'd need like a blue
It's not
shirt or
legal
something.
everywhere.
and
It's
it's, not
legal here, it's not legal
on
online.
Twitch. They don't allow topless.
Nudity.
So yeah, her character. If we ever get artwork, she actually has to have something covering.
At least her nipples.
Well, probably. Yeah.
Strategic battle axe.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
That works.
Otherwise, you can get reported. It's like the artists that do porn. They just they normally do like pornographic art. When they're on here, they just draw bikinis on them, or they have a layer that's a bikini layer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna draw everything but the dick.
Yeah.
Fig leaf.
Yeah.
There's other stream places that allow you to, but I don't. Pictorial or something .tv or something something, but it's full of furry art, and I don't want to be judgy, but they're all like 12-year-olds, and so they're really young.
What? And they're furries?
Not all furries, but like the people who stream the art are really fairly young. And I like.
It's acceptable for 12-year-olds to be furries. Frankly.
Because they're just like,
Because they're kids, and it's fun, and who didn't
Pretend.
want to be a cat or a wolf or a
Yeah,
whatever?
that's
I
true.
get that.
That's true.
Exactly.
Anthropomorphic animals are in a bunch of cartoons.
I like anthropomorphic animals, and I like the people who like tabaxis and things like that. And
It's specifically the porn that gets me upset.
why?
As it brings,
I mean, apparently artists make a lot of money.
Well, of course they do.
Furry porn.
yes,
but-
they do. Well, I know too much about furries. I should shut up.
My art skills are nowhere near good enough for that to ever be relevant to me, so no one's ever gonna pay me for furry porn.
At one point, I thought about it as a career path.
Right.
I wasn't
Thought,
a furry.
you know
but
what I could do?
I can make some money.
It's definitely a niche, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very
Yep.
niche. But there's also like anime porn people and that make a lot of money, or people World of Warcraft porn that does really well.
Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah.
Well, anything people like, I bet.
You got someone cute up on the top of the couch.
I know,
You
that
should
is
take a picture of me
adorable.
for the internet to see.
Take a picture of the kitty for the internet. I could take a picture of the kitty for the internet.
Cats are always good on the internet.
You've mentioned him several times now.
He looks really cute, sleeping there.
Mwah.
Yeah, I like my kitty.
He is a sweet baby.
That's good. Now let's go back.
I will put him on the internet in a moment.
Okay.
On our Instagram.
I was about to say, is the like,
Oh.
Nice.
OTLGC Instagram just mostly going to be cats.
This will be the first cat.
Is this gonna be the first cat?
There's
That you
pictures
must
of
have lost.
figurines.
Mm-hmm. Did we put pictures of the dice
I-
bags?
I don't think so.
I think you posted one, maybe?
I don't think I did.
Or maybe that was on your Instagram. I don't know. I remember seeing it on Instagram. I know I posted pictures of the drinks from last week. I posted a bunch of things from last week. I posted a picture of the board. I posted a picture of the drinks.
Oh, that's right. Sayla snuck into the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Batman.
I'm honestly really impressed that she didn't try to eat the camera.
Oh, it's there. It's from the first night.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing it. There's no completed ones. Yeah, and the jalapeno margarita.
Yeah.
That was
And I did mine with bell peppers. Because why wouldn't you?
And it turned out it was tasty.
It did.
That's cool. Enjoying painting black.
I am on the correct Instagram account. I keep like trying to post things on the wrong Instagram account and getting really annoyed.
Fair.
You can always duplicate it, can't you? Just like post it once and then post it again.
Yeah, but it's still.
Yeah.
Would
But
be
I'm like
fun to
trying to
just-
post things on like my Instagram and I'm like not on the right Instagram account and I'm like, God damn it.
Can you? And with Instagram, can't you post to like group things like with your main account or no?
You have to sort of.
Log in and out.
No, you don't have to log in and out. Like we're both on this, right? Like I can click my icon down in the corner here, and these are my other accounts.
I see.
But I have to remember to switch to them if I want
Right,
it
right,
to
right.
post to that. Thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, wrong account. For this time.
I have to wait for these guys to dry before I can do more things to them. I'm just gonna fuck them up if I keep trying to do things to them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
I
what
put
I
you-
was dealing with a moment ago.
Pick something else and just have at her. To making a mess and stuff.
Who do I want to do, Sarah?
There's a really cute little bard.
The details on these are nuts.
I know, they're really fun.
No.
Huh?
She said, I said the details on these are nuts, and she's like, I know they're really fun, and I was like, no. Too many details.
This one looks
Yeah.
like slightly like less on the details.
Hopefully that'll.
They don't have as many things on them.
Do you want like a? There's also like orcs and like giant dudes. They're a little bit easier to draw or paint. I have more over there. If you could pass me them, please, Sarah.
Which ones? These ones?
All of them. I'll just take them all over here.
Ooh, there's Storm.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's cool. I really like her.
And can you pass me the
The thing I'm sitting on? Yes.
Is there
Storm
anything
is the only
else?
one I recognize immediately.
Yeah.
Who else was in there? There's a Guy Fawkes one, like a V.
In here.
Yeah.
I started.
Oh, you started painting him? Oh,
Yeah.
I love him.
Befriend that guy.
Storm's kind of cool. Look, Storm.
These are all like zombies. And those you don't have to be like super perfect about because they're decomposing and you can be all
Right.
kinds of crazy colors.
Yeah.
These guys are crazy figurines though. These ones are.
What's his Instagram hashtag?
Oh, Diggity Kitty the Dayglow dude.
There he is.
These guys.
I'll
You
just
have
look at
a-
everyone.
Sideways concert happening.
Me? They keep posting sideways for some reason. I filmed them and they're not sideways. And when I look at it in the edit screen, it's not sideways, and then it posts and it's fucking sideways. That was the Ray Gun Cowboys, or as I prefer to call them, Battle battle horns.
I go internet. I posted the picture of the sleepy kitty because he's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
It's on our Instagram,
Which is
which
Instagram.
is
OTLGC.
no,
So
it's
it's
actually
not-
Old Timey Lady Gaming Commission at Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I went for the whole name.
Okay, I gotta stop because all I'm just doing is painting people black. I'm like, I'm painting them black. It's gonna be black. More
These
black.
are more zombies, yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the second layer. I like the giant werewolf.
I liked the giant werewolf too, but also I like these doggies.
Oh, the little zombie wolves. They've got like little wounds and stuff on them. They're pretty cool.
Zombie doggies.
You know, I have to say that was actually the creepiest part of Resident Evil for me.
Oh, the zombie dogs. They are the creepiest part of Resident Evil.
And they jump out and shit.
Where's sword wielding Jareth?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the top layer of that one.
This one?
Down at the bottom.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, I need to start painting some other color than black. I'm just this one. It's like black, black, black.
Okay, but I'm not gonna paint that because I'm gonna make it look bad.
Oh.
I can't just Hitch. His name is Hitch.
I know. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I don't get it.
Copyright.
Well, I know, but like, it should be a
But
sort
why
of
Hitch?
reference.
Yeah.
Like instead of Leah, it's Zuxa.
Yeah.
You know.
In Brazil, there is a person called Zuxa, but it's Xuxa. That's how it's
Xuxa?
pronounced.
Shusha.
Xuxa. She's like the weirdest children's celebrity. Brazil's a weird place. Here, I'll take that off you.
And then there's
She got famous by sleeping with Pele, and then like kind of almost Kim Kardashian style, and then became ran a children's show with like puppets that
wow.
she's like topless, or she was topless in like the 90s.
What?
That seems like not a children's show.
Oh, it was very interesting.
And then, yeah. And she also is like children's music, and I have her one of her
that's
albums. It's brilliant.
That's hilarious.
Well,
I even
good
ha- I
for
even-
her.
yeah.
You know.
It's like how people can get celebrity, I don't know.
This red is bizarre.
Mm.
The red is very runny.
Did you shake it enough?
I did shake it a lot, but still, it's very runny.
I like Batman. I like it black. Except I'm gonna have to do actual colors because also don't worry about being very cautious with the bases. I'll probably end up doing like just
Stuff
special
over top
base,
of them.
special base coats.
Okay.
So yeah, don't be precious. Just paint.
Can't help it, Kim. I'm just precious.
You're so precious.
Aww.
Is anybody else feeling nibbly?
A little bit, yeah.
Yes.
I'm okay.
I could probably eat more, but like I said, there's not a lot that's easy to prepare other than like, those bites. And I mean, you can make them, but I don't know if that's going to be sufficient for everyone.
Mm.
What do they have for skip here?
That's what we were just
Apparently-
looking.
Wing Key restaurant.
On
Winky?
Sunday night, probably not a
Yeah.
lot.
Winky. It's Winky.
Liquor
Hello,
store,
Kitty.
fresh sliced pizza, and all you Nando's, some Japanese place, more pizza, lots of pizza, liquor store, Timmy's, Original Joe's, Midam Cafe, more pizza, Fat Burger,
Don't eat that.
KFC. I guess it's not even 9 o'clock yet, so
Yeah.
it's not.
It's probably good.
Church's Chicken, Wendy's, Nando's, Faho, Subway, Pink Elephant Thai, Tandoori Kona, Bubble Tea, Boston Pizza, Winky, McDonald's, more pizza, the Buccaneer.
The Buccaneer.
Yeah.
That's a pub.
Sweet Honey Desert. I know.
That's a pub.
Earl's, a brew house.
Steveston.
Denny's.
Yeah.
Which brew house?
Brew house. Canadian brew
I
house.
don't know that.
Pin
I
Delight
love
Cafe.
that,
Ooh, Fun 99. We had that. They do skip here.
Whenever they filmed in the Buccaneer for Once Upon a Time, they never changed the name.
Moxie's.
Why would they? No, they did. Was the rabbit
Milano
hole.
Pizza. And
I thought the Rabbit Hole was a different spot.
Shark Club Sports Bar and Grill.
The
There's
Buccaneer
lots.
was still the Buccaneer.
I don't remember there being more than one bar in Once Upon a Time. That doesn't mean there wasn't. I just don't remember there being more than one.
There's many places to skip from. Probably a lot of them will disappear in like 15 minutes though.
Oh, when
So
9
if-
o'clock?
At 9 o'clock. So if we want to skip a thing, we should probably do it.
I have literally no money to skip a thing. So
I know.
I gave all my money away.
And I'll just wait till I get home to eat. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't have any money. We have lots of food at home.
Yeah.
I'm almost tempted to say we should just pizza, because everything we have stashed here is meaty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much would pizza be?
You have to. There's like a Canadian 2-for-1, which would be 2-for-1, so that's kind of good.
What does everybody want?
I miss Go-Go Pizza.
Go-Go Pizza was so
They wouldn't
good.
deliver down here.
No,
anyway.
but they don't exist anymore, and it's sad.
Other people should have got more pizzas.
I
Not
know.
us, but other people.
Because we bought lots of pizzas.
How's that way about there's this great pizza place in Whitehorse. And she knew my voice, so she knew what my order was. It was just
That's hilarious.
like a vegetarian with extra, extra, extra garlic.
Yum.
Apparently,
So
Garlic.
like, the 2-for-1 14-inch vegetarian pizzas are $31.
I got that Brazilian song in my head from the Xuxa character. Eu tô feliz, eu tô legal.
I have Madonna songs from very early 80s stuck in my
Nice.
I have it on record. I could play it, but we'd get shushed.
Shush. Although right now it doesn't really matter, does it? Because
We're pretty shush anyway.
exactly.
And suddenly the stream just goes quiet.
I was just about to dip my thing in my tea.
I know, right? It's hard not to.
It's probably for the best that we're not doing this at our place, or the kitten's face would be in your tea.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's remarkable that Diggity's not more interested in what we're doing. All told. He is a super baby kitty.
No, he's more interested in the back of his eyelids at the moment.
He's so cute.
Everybody knows you guys
Oh,
can't.
twitchy,
oh,
twitchy.
Oh, he's attacking something in his sleep.
Oh.
He's probably heading into a growth spurt.
He's not getting any bigger. It's against the law. He's already the biggest cat I've ever owned.
Oh.
Although, well, I'm not sure. Squee might have still been a bit bigger than him. You don't want to do any details. You just want to
I
do.
just want to paint black.
I'll paint in some details. It's fun.
It involves color.
Oh, but I do have a brown. That'll work.
Green.
Put brown over the black.
There's a green right here.
Oh, that's a few. I like a tiny bit of color.
Well, it's getting better, but I need to leave it alone for a minute.
Let's make his boots brown. Yeah. No, he wore black.
I might hand it off to you after a minute, Sarah. You can put in some more details because it's making me blurry-eyed.
You've got a lot of color on your palette. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, and he's mostly silver and brown, so that's kind of funny. No, I'm not kidding. It's like shades of silver and brown. Look at that. It's weird. I opted out of doing bloodstains. We can just imagine bloodstains.
Maybe he's just wearing the red pants.
Exactly.
There's a rat. Did you see this? There's a rat hanging from his post.
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
That's so cool.
Is that the doctor?
It's a plague doctor. There's a rat hanging. You can't see much because it's all black.
See,
But-
because be a plague rat.
Yeah.
There we go.
I feel like it's from something, but I'm definitely not getting the reference. This is a problem. I don't know how you can handle it, Sarah, because I don't like not getting reference to things. And we always talk about stuff that you're like,
Oh my goodness. You guys are like powering through this.
Well, I'm just doing solids on these, and these ones I already had base coats on them. Like I already done some work on them, so I was just filling in stuff.
It's closed for delivery at the moment, but of course there's a place on Viking Way called Boy with a Knife.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's good.
That's not near here, like even a little
No.
though.
Oh, that's
But it is in your delivery range for future skippage.
What did they say?
Looks like a weird mix of sushi and burger bar.
Yeah, I'm good.
Crap. I don't have any like actual paper money. I just have.
Well, you can pay online.
Can you pay with debit though?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
you
how
can.
we usually do.
It's quite awesome.
Pardon me.
Yes. Oh.
It's not dry.
Eh.
Just it needs details. And
Oh.
I'm getting clear-eyed.
Oh my god, he looks really good.
Really?
Yeah, you even got his like little facial hairs in there. Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, look at the silver. That's great.
What do you mean you need details? He's looking great. What you want to do is let him totally
Yeah,
dry.
Totally dry and then
Dry
add
really,
stuff.
no, dry, totally dry, and then get a little tiny bit of black and really water it down.
Oh, for like.
And then just do a wash over the whole thing and it fills in all the cracks and stuff.
This
Good
turned out a
idea.
little too flesh
Good
toned.
idea.
There, I thought it looked really nice, but now it's just like flesh toned wolf.
Yeah.
Oh well. I've committed. That was that.
I
Yellow
like
submarine.
these though.
Yes,
These
it
are really
was.
cute little minifigs.
Figs.
Mm-hmm.
Nom nom.
I think that's Doctor Strange.
With the big collar and the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I thought he was.
How did you get on my lap? I don't remember you coming on my lap.
He's very
She just
sneaky that
snuck
way.
on me. I'm just like, when did this kitty get here? How did she?
Super sneaky like that.
She just needs all the laps. No, don't eat the pink. done.
Are you finding more things to color black? Did you get Doctor
So
Strange?
many.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, he's in black, isn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think he's in
Red.
purple.
Red
Oh
cape.
yeah.
Big
No,
red
no,
cape.
she's very stealthy. She's quite the lap cat too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
She was in your lap
Just
the whole time
sleeping.
last week too, wasn't she?
Yes, she was the whole time. I couldn't like lean across at all. She was just like
You could have.
there.
She just moves.
I see
She like
that.
body surfs you
Mhm.
until you lie down and settle. Unless you like tilt her at an angle where she can't comfortably lie down.
Aw. She's so cute and affectionate. My cat, he's affectionate to a certain extent, but he likes to be comfortable. And if it's not comfortable for him, he'll yell at you and run away.
No, my cats all got very used to, like, they learned, like, oh, if we want to be here, we have to tolerate her. Because I would just be like, screw you, right? If I'm crafting and they wanted to, like, be in my lap, they couldn't fuck with my shit, and or they'd get tossed, right?
He might be coming onto the table.
Right? Not far. but, you know,
Oh yeah.
make a move, and eventually they learned if they want my company, they can't be interfering. Diggity has not learned this yet, so he likes to sit on the keyboard, and then I have to figure out how to undo whatever settings that he hits
Yes.
with his fat kitty butt.
Yeah. I know.
What's wrong?
What's the matter? Are you
Oh,
looking at menus?
she's looking at food that sounds delicious, but has too many monies for eating.
If you ordered pizza, I think you pay at the door, right?
Well, no, you can pay
That I can
online.
manage. Paying online is not really easy for me because it has to be exactly how my bank has my address laid out.
Oh,
if
well,
I get
you
it
could
wrong,
you could email transfer one of us money and then pay online that way.
I could, but I don't have my bank app on my phone anymore.
Oh dear.
It freaks out. I don't know why. I have to get that fixed, but my bank has a problem. It keeps thinking that I'm someone else, and then my phone just congratulated me on roaming into the United States.
Oh yes, you're close.
I'm having some technical difficulties at the moment. But if we paid at the door, I'd be fine with it. I can manage that. It's fine with tap.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, also, if you guys want to end early, we can go and then you can
Pick up fast food on the way.
On the way home.
Yeah. It's because we're just painting, but not.
We're just painting.
I don't want it
to be like
We're not
here
even like
till,
super
like,
chatty.
late.
Because you guys were here till like 2 a.m. or something last time.
Yeah, well that was
Well,
done.
that was because everyone was determined to finish that game.
And yeah, that's another one where we were kind of rewriting the mechanics a bit because that got really freaking annoying.
We didn't rewrite the mechanics. We played the game exactly as it's meant to be played.
No, I mean afterward.
Oh.
Like you were rewriting the escape room, we were
Gotcha.
rewriting that game.
It's nice that it was giving us clues, but then if there were actual clues to go along with it, it would have been more helpful to
Yeah, but how would
find.
you provide those?
See, I don't know. That's
We had
something
card
that would have
ideas
to be-
and stuff.
You'd have to like write out specific details for that.
But,
I like the idea you had, love. You should explain.
Oh yeah, I was saying that you could have like different cards where like when you get a clue you draw like a clue card and there's like I don't know, there's like 13 of them or something and they just get reshuffled every time, so there's always the same amount. And so there's like 4 footprint clues which show you which direction you were going from that square. And like 4 like bloody trail clues that like show which way you came from. And then there would be like 4 like bloody piece of cloth or something that don't give you any extra information. and then like one bloody knife clue that where you would like you found the murder weapon, so then you get some other fancier piece of information that I hadn't like figured out. But just to make it like a little bit more like we only even got clues in one round and we played like 4 rounds of the game. So like it just
It's true.
I think it would be interesting to have the details of what clue you got. And then you could delve more into the actual story of
so
what
like a
happened.
way to make the clues more useful,
Sure.
I think would have been nice.
Check out her pant, her boots.
Cool.
Yeah. That's also like way too much detail to paint. Some people are really, really good at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like... There's also... I follow a couple people on... Sorry, completely unrelated to what you're talking about.
No, that's
I
fine.
follow a couple people on Twitch that are like super fast painters.
Mm-hmm.
And but then they do this amazing job. They'll do like 12 figurines all at once. And
I don't know how. That's crazy.
practice.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've only been working on the one here.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just painting everything black. It's easy.
Well, that's a nice base coat, and then you
Yeah.
can add details on top of that. Which is kind of the opposite of what you were just suggesting, Sarah, with painting it watered down black on top.
Yeah. Well, I
And
did
it
both
gives
on
that
my one
sort of same
guy.
effect, really. Yeah, you could do both. And then
Yeah.
you've got this really nice dark undertone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure that the paint is not super thick. So
Yeah.
don't want it to be.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
No, yours looks really good. I haven't even gotten to the face on mine yet.
Base coats on my wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably try to make a face. What did you use to make a skin color?
At first I used the darker beige, but then
Were you asking me?
it was
Yes,
a
I
bit...
was.
Oh, sorry.
No, because I just handed her my thing, but then you were explaining, and I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
oh wait, like
Sorry.
it's
There's
white
a couple different beiges.
and
I'm just doing some,
That
and then
one's
I'm gonna
brown
play with it.
and troll
Yeah.
claws.
There you go. Thank you.
I wasn't trying to get a skin tone. I was trying to get like a
Pale
taupier
brown.
color.
Yeah, it's a nice
Oh, autocorrect.
type.
Sweetie.
What were you trying to say?
Elements.
Are you ready for Nano 2?
No.
I would like to be, but I have a very bad case of writer's block.
You can fix that. Just start writing.
That's easier said than done, though. I tried, and it was mostly research that went nowhere.
That's writing.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
No,
true.
it's nano. No research, just crazy writing.
Yeah. It's
So
hard, though.
research is writing too.
It is.
But
It's a
you're
big part of
making notes.
writing.
Yeah.
It's a big part for me, for sure.
But yes, no bodies mummified by savage elephants.
You sure?
Or are you writing the world?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which is why I was asking whether or not it was the Goliaths that ate their dead.
Oh.
Okay, should Batman have
What's the color should his goatee be? Bright red?
Obviously.
clearly?
Clearly, Batman is a ginger.
Yes.
Why would it not be?
Also, why does Batman have a goatee? I guess because it sticks out. Oh,
Because coffee infringement.
right.
maybe it's hipster Batman.
Oh yeah, hipster ginger.
No, then he'd
Batman.
have like a lumberjack beard.
True.
Nah, that definitely seems way more Wolverine.
And then his
Wolverine is a dwarf.
in this, yeah,
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
which makes sense because Wolverine is
He's
small.
like a really angry looking little dwarf dude. I think they made him more like the Wolverine in
the comics.
The comics.
Yeah, they did.
It's not Hugh
Like,
Jackman
yeah,
Wolverine.
not Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
That's awesome.
Though it would be hilarious to watch Wolverine the musical.
Because Hugh Jackman can sing.
Can he?
And dance. Oh yes.
Have you not seen Les Miserables?
Yeah, I don't know what's
I-
going on with him
I-
in this.
Yeah.
Like he sings, talking. He can actually sing though,
I know.
Which is weird.
Maybe he can't sing and act at the same time.
Maybe.
Maybe it's a problem.
The same radio company that did the Ballad of Arthur Darville actually parodied a Les Mis number for Wolverine and made Hugh Jackman sing it.
It was amazing. Did he escape? Bad wolf.
Oh, wolves. Good. Good.
Right?
Don't need wolves.
Zombie wolves
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
with wounds
Mhm.
and exposed ribs
Cool.
and gore that I'm not fully sure how to act.
I have Moana in my head.
I've
The
never.
Thank you song. Is that your fault?
You're welcome.
yeah. You're welcome song. Sorry.
Whose fault?
Was that like somebody's fault?
It's not my fault.
I don't
I
know
don't
whose
think
fault it
anyone
is.
Because I don't know
singing it.
the song.
Man, I used to have it on my phone.
Because I've
welcome.
never seen the movie.
I have that on my phone.
Because I don't watch movies, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
If,
There's never.
Oh,
there's,
see you in
it's
theaters.
hard to find time,
mhm.
but that's like
Got time for fucking Critical Role. Not time for movies. Don't
But you
know.
can do other stuff when you're listening to Critical Role, though. Like you don't have to watch the screen. That's the one thing I like about a lot of podcasts and stuff. Well, but it's easier with Critical Role because if you watch the screen, there's still stuff going on. But yeah,
Nerds being excited about things.
yeah. Or like if I watch a show, I have to sit there and watch it because otherwise you miss stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to do homework. It's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can do homework to Critical Role. Which is probably why I'm not doing so well right now. I haven't been listening. Maybe it's all that Critical Role's fault. I'm just not doing really well in school.
Maybe.
I'll blame them. External blaming.
Or, part of it could also be that you are being severely overworked outside of school.
Yeah. Can't do anything about that though. I have no choice. There's no one to work for me. I have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like my job, so I can't complain. And this is like the first time I've had a job that I like my job. So it's like...
Yeah, but it all the same, though, it's not your fault that your boss seems to be very short-sighted and short-staffed.
Thank you for leaving the brush in the paint.
So that you know.
Yeah.
As a visual
'cause I
cue
was
is
like-
what the
There was a moment there where I'm like, oh, okay, good. Good. Oh, I need more black. Alright, shake it first.
My head hurts too much.
Got a
But
headache?
it's fun though. Yeah. I think I'm a little bit hungry, but I also have a migraine.
But yes, we will do questies, and we will actually do questies.
What are we doing next week?
Alas for the awful sea.
can't
Oh,
wait. That'll be fun.
sweet.
I want to play. I want to
Oh,
play.
is Michael gonna come back and join us again?
I hope so. I don't know if he has Sunday off. He's having like weird weekends off with his boss. So we'll see. I'd hope that he can come.
I'm gonna have you guys do new characters though from the last time.
Okay.
It's been too long, and
Yeah, I don't remember.
And so, and there's all the other stories that I can do. So either we can like do the same sort story setting, and you guys can just do a different plot hook. If you agree ahead of time, or
Whatever you want to do.
We kind of skipped a lot of the story that was supposed to happen when we did it last time.
not really. It's all designed, so the whole thing interconnects. So it shouldn't matter which order you do things in. It's just that there's if you do things in a specific order, the story will progress more naturally. But the way you did it is a little chaotic, but more true to life, where it's like you do this weird thing and then later go, oh, that's what that fucking thing was about. Right?
Yeah.
Which is what you guys would have ended up doing. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll leave that up to you. I'll look at some of the other stories. And,
Well, I think starting from scratch would be easier too, because otherwise we have to figure out how to Skype with Jack.
Well, not just that, but like,
I don't remember my character.
yeah, I don't remember my character.
you wanted to
either.
make him a character if we did it again anyway.
Oh, did I not like my character? I
You
don't.
didn't. He was too not serious, and he was too silly. I think he felt afterwards, and
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted to play someone who would be a little more competent. If you.
Yeah.
But, you know, not that there's anything wrong with the silly characters. It was the fool who basically turned out to be the hero in Cabin in the Woods.
I like playing silly characters.
Nothing wrong with that.
See, I got his teeth to work.
But see, I don't call them trowels anymore. I call them zombie dismembering tools.
It's subtle.
It sounds like they're inside you.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
It sounds like they're inside because, like, at my front door, there's there's the furnace, and then there's that, like, folding accordion door,
Yeah.
and that's a water boiler,
Yeah.
and then on the other side of that is their entryway.
Oh.
If that door weren't there, you could look over the top of the boiler into their apartment. This is a very illegal suite.
Ah.
And that's why it sounds like they're inside, and that's why my dog loses her shit all the time.
Well, she's open.
She's doing really well tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean tonight, I mean in general.
She's probably getting more and more used to the noises. Like what are typical noises and what are not typical noises. Doggies are good. Sunday's a very good doggo.
She's a noisy doggo. I like her, but she's a noisy doggo. There we go.
Oh, the hair on this guy. It's so good. But it's so tiny. It really is like these little.
I know.
And the fabric. Yeah, they're really, really good quality figs. Like, well, the plastic is not good quality, but like the design are really good quality. I think apparently if it were metal, they'd be better quality. Or for painters, that's what painters say, but I don't know the difference.
Oh, Michael said, I work for you, I can help, but I'm not sure what he was referring to anymore.
He might be yellow.
I work for you, I can help. What?
Yes. What were you talking about, Michael? We got distracted. Painting.
We don't know how long ago he said that.
No.
But no. I mean, I don't know how things are, like, working out with this production I'm on, but if those day calls turn into show calls,
Be awesome.
it looks like they don't generally work on the weekends,
That's nice.
unlike the movies of the week that I've been on.
Yeah, those guys knock them out real quick, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
Usually an MOW takes about 2 weeks to shoot,
oh wow.
and then spends like 2 months in post-production.
No wonder they're all kind of a little, little fun but chintzy.
But like kind of samey.
Yeah.
Well, also they're like directed at those baby boomer housewives that love their soap operas and their rom-coms.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My mom loves the movie of the weeks, or like I guess they're all like Hallmark and stuff like that. She loves
Hallmark
those.
and Lifetime.
See,
Yeah,
where
Women's Network.
we
Yeah.
PVR'd the other one that I worked on, and it's cringy.
Really?
Yep.
But they have budgets, and people make money out and get jobs out of it. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of cool that exists. That's a thing.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I know. I still think, love, we should put together a portfolio for you and get you into background acting. Because it's like 20% doing the same thing over and over and over again, and 80% sitting in the holding tent waiting to be called.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am really good at sitting around and doing nothing.
You could get a lot of writing done. And it's good inspiration for Jeb. 'Cause that's probably how his
Yeah.
career got started.
Not exactly, but
Hi, diggity boy. I'm coming over here for loves.
This didn't do what I wanted it to do. I should have added water to this.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Again, that game that was awesome that just never went anywhere. With the
Jim,
awesome
yes.
characters. That
Which game?
I still write with him though. Me and Galen.
I'm glad.
The one that we were doing that was kind of like a Galaxy Quest knockoff.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. That's where Jeb came from.
That's Jim was in that game. I love Jim.
And what's Caleb's character?
Spencer.
Spencer. Yes, Spencer.
I love Spencer. He's so cute.
I know, I don't even remember what I called my character in that game anymore. Just
Adele?
she's a bitch.
She was awesome. You were the perfect villain. I was so happy with you. I was like, oh my god, yes. Because you were like bossy and you
Adele.
were shopping and you were like, go away and
Yeah. Adele Cartwright.
yes, but like how do you do things in that game? You've got like the longest running game I know of. Your
Coffee
game,
shop?
Coffee shop.
No, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
barely. Like, I haven't actually done anything in it for a year.
But how do you I just got stuck. Like I didn't know how to run a scene. I didn't know. Even with their tutorial, it just like stumped me. It's a weird way to think about, but then I don't write with other people, so I was
Well, the idea is, it's much like, well, it is much like DMing, right? It's just that, like, okay, you have a bare bones idea of where you want the story to go.
right.
And then, or in my case with Pandemonia, there was no idea of where the story was going to go because I intended from the get-go for it to be highly episodic. So I have an arc for every chapter.
Right.
Roughly, like, I know where I think it's going to go at the beginning, and then what would happen is, like, people would take it in what felt like a different direction, and then it would actually loop around to where I wanted to go towards the end anyway. And I'd be like, and it worked that way every time. So I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. I'm putting the right groundwork down, but you set the scene, right? And then you create challenges and let people react to them how you want. And then based on how you set up your outcomes or your outcomes for the challenge, even the weak outcome, you can have it so that they're forced to write in the direction you're anticipating. Right? Like,
That's like
this happens or this happens. It's like, they're both a success, but something gets lost versus, you know, like, for instance, right? Success and mitigated success instead of outright failure, because that could potentially kill your story. Right. So it's just a matter of figuring out how to frame your challenges.
Yeah, I think that's also a stylistic thing too, because storytelling has to be fairly plot driven, where a lot of us are used to in our own work writing character driven stories.
Right. I was really hoping that I get to play with Eugene more in that, but then it kind of killed the storyline. I'm like, no.
Well, that wasn't you.
I love Eugene, and I am looking forward to eventually getting back to that and having Vi realize that he's the rapper her brother idolized that went missing all that time ago, because I think that'll be fantastic.
Yeah, we all played in that game.
Yep.
I think
what was your character?
I'm the mermaid.
Oh,
The
cool.
big
Oh,
problem is that we all just
The
crashed.
weird Jamaican.
Just
woman.
been
Oh, you
introduced.
just showed
Yeah.
up. That's
Yeah, I
right.
just-
Oh.
That's right.
Kim said she had no one to work for her. I was trying to be encouraging. Now the timing is all off. Poop, scoop, shoop in a soup, goop, shoop.
And yeah, like,
Hey, Eric. How's it going, Eric?
same thing.
I don't know
like
where-
things kind of went sideways for you, and then your character disappeared.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry about that, guys.
it's not your fault.
no,
The
no.
character that you were interacting with vanished also at the same
Yeah,
time.
I was kind of waiting on
Rachel.
that, and then that never happened.
But I would love
a
to get back to that
long
story
time.
because I love Vi, and Vi is probably my easiest to write
Vi's
character
awesome.
of all
Yeah.
of my characters.
Right.
I love Vi as
I
well.
love your
Because
description.
Vi is a very
Vi.
thinly veiled me.
Well,
very
Rachel
cool.
managed to move somewhere even more
Like-
rural with even spottier internet because it
Oh,
meant
is
that they
that
could
what
own
happened?
instead of renting.
Yeah.
And then she just got more like involved into Star Trek Online. And
Okay, yeah.
writing projects fell by the wayside. Also, she has a toddler.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, he's almost getting to be school age, isn't he?
I know, it's so crazy. He's like 6 or
Yeah.
something. It's...
Is she just not partaking anymore? I don't even know.
I think so. Like we
That's okay.
we
I
barely
also-
hear from her anymore too. So
I also
Right.
never got to get like very far with Leah Manor and like into Chester's because Chester like
oh, yeah.
has such a great story that nobody in the game, like game wise, even has a
Yeah.
hint of yet.
Yeah.
well, that's another one too where everybody just fell off.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna have to talk to Jack and figure out what we're gonna do with her character because I know we had him playing off of her a lot.
Yeah, because she didn't know why, but yeah, that would have been awesome.
Because I think she's also suspended Shivermeyer by now, hasn't she?
Yeah, she no, it was a long time ago now.
Which shows you how long it's been since I was on Storium last.
I know, right?
Yeah, no, I'm still active in my noir game. Well, active-ish, I should say.
Problem I have with Storium is the fact that it's not real time. I mean, it is
Yeah,
real
it's
time, but it's
tough.
not.
It's like if we took a day and just said, you know what, we're gonna do this at this time,
Yeah.
it'd go a lot faster.
But then you feel frustrated because it's writing, so you want to
Yeah, that's true.
like. There's, you know, there is
You
that
really need to
element
put
of like
thought
I need to make it perfect. I need to do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you know, like a role play forum or whatever, people don't care. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple people in a game when they added characters, and I'm like, oh god, I don't think I could handle their typos and stuff. And then that makes me feel bad because it would have been like they would have been fast role players, like constant. But you know the spelling errors, the typos, the
Well, I think the other thing that gets, like, especially my Sarah, is that the Storium app has been super slow to roll out. Like, the website is not mobile friendly.
no, it's not.
And I
If you-
spend a lot of time writing on my phone.
If you've ever read any of the stuff about like back end stuff, they never intended to make an app. They were always clear right from the get go. It was going to be web based, and that they didn't intend to make an app. So it's not that it's slow. It's not even on their docket,
I
and
think,
it never has been.
I think they've been talking about it now because so many people have been like, we want one.
Maybe more recently,
Yeah.
but it was never.
Well,
planned.
and I never,
Yeah.
and I, me spending all my time writing on my phone now is more recent, but it's so much easier.
I can't do it. I can barely write at my computer.
What app
So-
do you use for that?
I know they were in the works with Apple and were, like, in talks with Android for, like, a couple years after they got the Apple app perfected.
But none of them have rolled out yet, no. But I love Storium.
Oh, it's lovely. When it works, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But then life happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, and I think that's the thing, like, they didn't anticipate so many of their people would be on the go. Because, like, that's the other thing that I feel like hits our Storium abilities is that we're all busy adults with lives.
Yeah, but me having access to it on my phone wouldn't help me write more. Like, I can tell you straight up right now that wouldn't help me.
It might help me.
Yeah, it depends on how you run it, right? What your medium is.
And I know, like, for my Masquerade game, part of what killed it was that I'd be relying on you for moves, but there's this one player that makes you not want to write.
She was not fun.
Oh, it's not a nice, fun player to play with, or
Not really.
Every now and again you get people who take it as a personal challenge to break the game. I'm not sure if that's what was happening there, but I know I had that happen in another game
That's not
that I was playing with strangers, where like her idea of adding of being an antagonist was like not. It was more. It felt like it had more to do with just breaking the rules and breaking the game and making things awkward rather than actually like.
I feel like this character was trying to be a Mary Sue.
that's not fun.
She also would like constantly be writing other people's characters for them.
Even though for me that's like big, bold rule number one.
Yeah.
Is this the same person who would like write like meet the cap and then post like 3 huge blocks of text in a row? Because I know that was a problem in the game too.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
I had to cut down some of my writing as well for that. Hard.
Because I know that is something Marianne had a frequent issue with.
Yeah, no, I think that was probably, that was the same person.
Who this
No.
would write like there's
And I
a
had a
word
very-
limit, and then there'd be a post and then a post and then a post, and in those 3 posts they would move and like they would interact with the story, they would address the challenge, and then they would move things beyond where anyone else could physically do anything or write anything logically to follow it up.
So
And
they're
that
in
had a
control all
very
the time?
generous word
Yeah,
limit
she
in
really
the
liked
first
being in
place.
control.
You did, yeah.
And didn't like it when people didn't listen to her and would write for other people's characters instead. And like it just made it really not fun to play.
Well, that ruined another game for me too. Like I although this wasn't in a great game-breaking way, it was just in a. I got tired of constantly being like, "Please don't move my character if you're not going to fucking do things that are in character."
Exactly.
Right? And like after the like 3rd or 4th time that people wrote my pacifist gentle giant character like wielding a gun, I was like, you know what? I'm just done. Like he's not violent. He doesn't do violence. He doesn't pretend. I've made it clear from the get-go.
This is not a thing. Yeah, that's not.
It's not very fair. It's
Pretendy fun time games.
Anyway. I was really proud of the writing I did in that game too. He was a great character. I'm not going to talk about it more than that on the internet because
That's fair.
it would be findable. It already is findable for anyone. I've already said enough to identify it to anyone who desperately wants to find out. So
Can you pass me the white
Yes.
characters? No, the characters. All the mods. I'm gonna stuff them back in their little hiding.
Is that it?
hole.
Nothing else hiding.
No.
but I will tell you if you think of it after the stream.
Cool. Oh, he's bronzy.
Yeah, I mixed the copper with black on this
Cool.
guy. And then it's really hard to see. It's hard to make the red pop on this, but
Oh, there's like a little bit of blood.
blood and well, he's got exposed ribs because he's zombie wolves. Right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
These goblins, the little teeny tiny ones, are kind of from like a Kickstarter where I was like, oh, why did I Kickstart? It was a bit of a. Before I became a little more aware of, I mean, this was like a few years ago, but like I would Kickstart anything that I thought would look cool, and they didn't have prototypes.
And this is one of those ones where it was like, yeah, Goblin Den something, and here are the figurines. And when it came, they turned out like the setting for the Goblin Den was made out of this weird plastic that was broken, and then the figurines were kind of crappy too, and I blown some money on it, and I was like, oh, not everything is, they're better about it now because you actually have to have prototypes for most things before you can start a Kickstarter.
For sure you do.
But for a while, people could just be like, I have this idea, this cool thing I want to do, and you should fund it. And then
it would not be as cool as promised.
That's right. These ones are cool, though. These ones are as cool as promised.
Yeah, these are really fun.
Are you okay? Yes. You jumped?
Mm-hmm.
What's up with the chat? Anything?
Oops. Eric? How would I be Eric?
I don't know. If they're still over there. Or if they've gone home. I don't know. They were having hot wings. They went on a special trip to a place that sold hot wing sauce, or hot sauce. And they made, like, super, super spicy things that I would never eat. Because I don't like super spicy. But it was cool. That was for Cord's birthday.
Fun.
Yeah.
Wasn't that last week?
It was, but then they did a guys only thing. Because we ended up watching Ink Masters. Which is a Lisa and me thing and not a Gord thing. I do like Ink Masters. I wanted to get a tattoo this month, but I don't really know what of, so I'm just not going to do it. It's a thing you kind of need to know what you want to do, I guess.
Well,
Yeah, you
you
will
have
be certain.
some ideas, I'm sure.
Oh, billions. But, you know. What kind of ideas? Well, I always wanted to get the number 20 tattooed, but a special way. And it would be almost like a flash, like just in a really bizarre looking font. But that's not, like, apparently artists like to do their own thing. They don't really like to do something that you're forcing them to do.
That's not true.
You don't think so?
No. Anyone who's going to be bitchy about that is not doing their job very well, frankly. You can always go in and say, this is what I want. They prefer maybe if you go in and say, this is my idea, can you do something? But if you go in with an image and say, I just want this, especially if it's not complicated,
Right.
there shouldn't be a problem.
Can I steal some paint off of your palette?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's black. Did I kill your paint?
I'm not using that anymore.
See if that
I'm
does
trying to fix my weird flesh toned wolf.
How did you make that color? Because it's almost dry.
That is black and plate metal.
And the black. Thank you. Well, I got black. I'm good.
Now it just looks like dirty flesh.
No, Michael's niece has like a billion awesome tattoos, and I'm always kind of looking at her stuff going, oh, that'd be cool. But
Yeah, no, I've had tattoos that I walked in and was like, I want this, and they're like, okay. Yeah.
how many do you have?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, cool.
They're all little.
Yeah, I don't want a big one. I just want little things.
Like the paw prints are probably my most detailed one at this point. Most of them are just outlines. One solid color.
Did you just lick your brush?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay.
Why?
Because I was like, yeah. I guess to make a point, I guess, right?
Yeah.
To make a point.
Hot diggity, baby.
Yeah, it says dry brushing with it, so it got a little bit like splayed out.
I should make this an old Batman, all grizzly and old. It's not now.
Vroom. Who dat?
That I think was just a notification.
Too much paint. Put too much paint on the thingy. It's too bad.
Trying for teeth again.
Before you guys picked me up, I was watching Twilight again.
Why?
It always entertains me.
To drive us crazy. That's why.
Why would it drive you crazy? You weren't watching it.
You know what I'm watching. I wasn't even talking about it. I just mentioned it. I was like laughing. It was so funny. It's such a good comedy now. Now when I watch it like years later, it's really freaking hilarious. Because I just think of the actor that played Edward Cullen and how he hated his role so much.
And he
I was
played
about
it
to
as
say,
if he was
poor
like
Cedric
socially
Diggory
inept.
died and went to hell.
It comes across well if you think about it that way.
Yeah. And I just laugh because every scene where he's doing like, yes, I'm a bad person, you must stay away from me, Bella. And I'm like, he's probably shitting himself laughing. Inside
Yeah,
him.
like behind the scenes.
Was I getting too excited? Yeah, was I getting too excited, little pup?
Well, I did talk about taking her out already, and then, never did that. Don't do that Sunday. Yeah, I think I've had about enough of this as much of this as I can do.
Yeah, I think I'm done here.
But I'm proud of him
That's awesome.
with his little
I
drum.
like the drum. Very nice.
He doesn't have a lot of details on him, but the drum is
Here
nice.
is your brush, Sarah.
And I smeared his teeth up again. They're just smeary teeth. What else?
Hey, Diggity Kitty.
And Snurg probably can use some more work still. It's not yellow enough
Sunday,
yet.
get your tails out of the cables.
Nope. Nope.
I think we're pretty good. I guess we can probably end the stream here now.
Yep.
And thanks for nobody hanging out with us today.
It was awesome.
Except for Michael.
maybe, and your mom.
I didn't tell anyone you were streaming.
No, me neither. It was nothing really exciting going on.
This is true.
Sorry, I only managed one little guy, but
Oh yeah, that's great.
yeah, my headache was getting the better of me.
No, Arthur looks great.
Mortimer.
Yeah, anal Sunday. You're being a worried puppy.
Such a sweetie.
And I think you're gonna have to hard shut your.
Just close the thing down. That
It won't let me.
Yeah,
Like it won't. But this won't. Oh, there we go.
I kind of